Happy almost Thanksgiving, everybody. It's Wednesday. We're here live again to help you get those lineups ready because we're also very close, less than 24 hours away from the start of week 12. We got not one, not even two, but three Thursday football games and a Friday game. You're going to have to get those start sit decisions set pretty much tonight. All right, you got some players who are going to be playing a lot of good offenses that are going to be playing tomorrow, including the 49ers, the Cowboys, and then there's some other teams too. But look, you're going to have to make some smart decisions now. We got some players that are injured and questionable for tomorrow, so we'll go over that real quick. We won't do the full injury report because it's still too early in the week, but we do have some Packers who are out and some other players of interest for tomorrow. So you know how this goes. If you have been with us before, we'll answer as many questions as we can. Get to the super chats first. Answer all of the super chats, guaranteed. We already have several from hours ago. We got super chats. So you guys are still on. You were waiting. Here we go. We'll get to your questions. But let's talk Turkey Day because those injury reports, thankfully, we already got in. And the Packers are a bit banged up. We know Aaron Jones, not surprising. He's out. Luke Musgrave, not just out this week, but on IR. So thankfully, Jaden Reed is not on the injury report anymore. Christian Watson, miraculously, is not one of the Packers who's in the injury report. But, are we thinking that this might be an ugly start to the week, to Thanksgiving? Do the Packers really have a chance here? Or is it going to be an ugly game?
I mean, on paper, it looks like an ugly game for the Packers, right? On the road against Detroit. But, it's Thanksgiving. It's an early game. Anything can happen. But, yeah, on paper, it feels like it's going to be I feel like it's going to be a great game for the Lions running attack. And that might be it. Like, that might be that might be where the fantasy goodness comes from out of this game. It's just David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs just going crazy against this defense because the Packers can't do anything on offense.
So you're thinking not a high-scoring game at all, just kind of like a 20.
Yeah, maybe like 20 to 10 kind of game, something like that.
Well, probably it depends how much when the Lions punch, if the Packers are able to punch back. Again, this is assuming that they get off to a good start. Last week, Lions, again, at home, you thought, they're going to put up a lot of points. Jared Goff, I don't know what was going on, but he kept throwing picks in the first half, and they got behind. I mean, they had to come back late. So hopefully we see a different Lions team. If you're a Lions fan, this has nothing to do with fantasy, and, a lot of people now are becoming Lions fans, and some people claim they always were, but if you're just straight up real life or Lions fan, you got to be encouraged by the fact they did come from behind and win. And Jared Goff is playing, other than last week, the first half, mostly mistake-free football. So, I mean, this Lions team looks legit.
For sure. They look legit. And I think I'd be surprised if they come out like that again this week. I'd be surprised if they don't come out much better this week. So, yeah.
Also kind of have to wonder, I think the Commanders for sure. Some of these teams, I wonder if they looked ahead. They're a little bit like, okay, Thanksgiving, this is a big stage, big day. Commanders, of course, getting the Cowboys. It's big for them. You got to wonder if some of those teams looked ahead a little bit to the big divisional matchups on Thanksgiving, and they kind of slept in week 11. But we'll see what happens. All right, Commanders, Cowboys. You're somewhat still of a Washington fan, or you still claim Washington as your team, right? Okay.
Yes.
So does your team have a chance against the Cowboys on the road?
No chance. It would have to be something like Dak Prescott oversleeps. and his alarm doesn't go off and Cooper Rush has to play QB, then maybe they have a chance.
Hey, Cooper Rush
would be Trey Lance, right? It's Trey Lance now. It would be Trey Lance. So I don't even know if they could beat Trey Lance on the road. Maybe not.
That's a good question. I don't know. Trey Lance. We'll never know what Trey Lance could or could have done. Who knows? But yeah. All right. So not feeling the Commanders. Sam Howell. Risk, worth it, or just too risky?
Very risky. it's hard to say he's not worth it because we know the upside is there. And we know there's potential like that they're just getting blown out and he's just throwing the ball 40, 50 times. But you do have to worry about that Cowboys pressure, the playmakers in the secondary. I mean, certainly a lot of risk for Sam Howell this week in fantasy, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like he's been able to put up numbers like when they played the Eagles, who are also a really good defense for the most part. He put up numbers, right? Because he threw it a lot, because he had to throw it a lot.
Yep.
I wonder if it's going to be the same, but I don't know. I'm not just because last week, because he let down against the Giants of all teams, but I'm pretty nervous about Sam Howell this week. I'll just say that. So it really depends on your other options. Now, if your other option is Geno Smith, maybe not, because Geno Smith is playing, though. He is. Pete Carroll said he is playing, and Kenneth Walker, of course, is not playing. So, again, I hate to feel like all three of these Thanksgiving games going to be like big mismatches here. Does Seattle have a chance against the Niners, or is this going to be another lopsided affair?
I mean, it should be another lopsided affair. It's football. Anybody has a chance any week, but it should be a lopsided affair. Yeah, I think we're going to get three, fairly one-sided games. I think at least the first game, the Packers-Lions, could be competitive in the sense that I don't think the Lions are going to, put 30, 35 on them. But, man, Cowboys might put 50 on the Commanders, and the 49ers probably going to put 30-plus on the Seahawks. So, yeah, may not be the most competitive games tomorrow.
So you're saying basically we might get a bunch of turkeys.
Yeah, yes, we might. But look, we got fantasy football, so blowout or not, we still care.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not a Cowboy, Commander, 49er, Seahawk, any fan, a Dolphins fan. So Friday's a different thing. But we'll talk about that on Friday. Now, for fantasy, I think there's still plenty of players in play there. So I would say, yeah, it doesn't really matter. I feel like the first and the last game should be close because those are still pretty good teams. Like the Packers have a pretty good defense, especially a pass defense. It's just the Commanders are worried because their defense is horrible. Like it's just not good. And so if the offense isn't coming through, it could get out of hand, but we'll see what happens. All right, so we will see, and then we'll answer all your fantasy questions. That's why we're here. Now, here's the other thing. Big thing that's going to happen tomorrow. It's pretty big. 300K Turkey Day airdrop. So first of all, if you have already joined Underdog, good for you. You can take advantage of this. The Turkey Day 300K airdrop, what that means is Underdog is going to be giving 3 very lucky winners huge cash prize, 100K to each, just for using a pick'em, any pick'em. Just make any entry from now, and you got until 5:30 Eastern tomorrow. So you can wait till tomorrow. I don't recommend waiting because then you forget, get busy, you're doing other stuff. So just make any pick from now until tomorrow afternoon, and you're entered for a chance to win there. So definitely worth it. Now, if you have not joined Underdog yet, just that alone is worth it. I think the chance to win $100,000, I'd say that's probably worth it. So again, just sign up, make an account, and use a pick'em. The good news is if you are new to Underdog and you make sure you use promo code ENDGAME, not only do you get a chance to win the Turkey Day 300K airdrop, but also you get right now a free pick'em. So it's Christian McCaffrey just getting 1 yard in that game. So you take the higher, you basically get a free pick. So you're going to use an entry, you get one that you already have a chance to win. Even if you don't win the huge prize, you still could win this pick. CMC, higher than 1 yard, pair it with any other pick you like. You can triple your money. And you're basically playing with house money because once you sign up with our promo code, ENDGAME, you get a 100% deposit match up to $100. So all told, I'd say it's worth it. Check it out right now. Download the app or just click that link down below in the description and try it out. And they also have drafts and tournaments, all sorts of things. There's not just NFL. There's NBA. There's NHL. There's college football, everything. There's so much to it. Don't have time to go over it all right now. But if you haven't checked it out yet, this is the perfect time. All right. But we do have some people who've been waiting. very patiently. Start with Pedro because he was first and second. Got two
Wow.
super chats. All right, Pedro Navarez. Welcome back, Pedro. Need starts at help for a 10-team PPR league. Hurts, McCaffrey, Brian Robinson, Devontae Smith, Puka Hawk, Cook. On the bench is Achane, Connor, Garrett Wilson, Deontay, and Taysom Hill.
All right. I think your starting running backs are good. Obviously, you're going Jalen Hurts. I like your wide receivers. You're playing Hawk over Taysom Hill. Yes.
Yeah.
My decision is to flex.
This is PPR. Are you willing to risk Garrett Wilson with Tim Boyle? Could it be worse?
Oh, it could definitely be worse.
Could be worse.
Could definitely be worse.
And then Deontay free from Matt Canada.
Yeah, but I'm not ready to put him in my lineup yet. I mean, I don't dislike James Cook this week. It's close between him and James Conner for me. That's what I'm debating on, him or James Conner. Who do I like better this week?
Yeah, so Buffalo this week. Who they get? Who's Buffalo get this week? I'm forgetting.
I know. I should know this. And I always forget. I feel like it's an okay but not great matchup for him.
This doesn't even say. Oh wait, here it is.
They get the Eagles. It's a
Philadelphia.
They
get the Eagles. It's not a great spot.
Do I go James Conner against the Rams?
And someone out there will say, "How do you not start James Cook?"
Are we there with James Cook already? One okay game and then one pretty good game, and now he's already like, how can you bench James Cook territory?
So people were saying it before last week. I don't know why, but
because he had 100 yards. Man, look, you're feeling James Cook. I don't think he's a bad start this week. I don't feel great about Connor. I'm not like, oh, Connor in such a good spot, like Rams, whatever. I guess just go with James Cook. Go with him.
I mean, as tempted as I am to think to roll out with Deontay Johnson, I probably need to see it first. If it's me, I'm still going Connor. I think I'm going to go Connor. But it's close. Between Cook and Connor, I think it's fine. Achane, we're just saying no to. Just too risky. We already saw what happened there. Garrett Wilson, also very risky. Because we knew that Zach Wilson was going to target him first, second, and third every time. We don't know if Tim Boyle is going to do that. So, yeah, between Cook and Connor, I think I'm fine either way. I might lean Connor, but it's close. And then he also has a non-PPR question, needs 2 receivers and 3 running backs between Garrett Wilson, Deontay, Terry, and JJ. Question mark, Addison, Brown, Madison, White, Charbonnet, Jalen. Okay. So 2 receivers and 3 running backs. Interesting.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I really don't think Justin Jefferson is playing. It doesn't sound like it. So I guess Terry and Hollywood. Oh, man. Probably Terry and Hollywood. Hollywood does have a good matchup this week, finally. He's had 2 really tough matches. He's had like 4 really tough matchups in a row, to be honest. I'm going to go Terry and Hollywood at wide receivers. At running back, I think you got to go Rashad White. I think you got to go Jalen now. And then even if it's a tough matchup, I'm going to go Zach Charbonnet because if nothing else, he should catch passes. And that at least gives him a pretty safe floor, even in a tough matchup. So I'm going to go like the Bears. You look at the Bears, you see the Bears and you think, oh, Bears, good matchup for Madison. But Bears have been getting better on defense. And he didn't even have, he had a good real life game against the Broncos last week, but he didn't have a big fantasy game because Ty Chandler is basically splitting with him. Charbonnet is going to get almost all the touches. He's going to catch passes. I know it's not a great spot, but I still think he can catch a handful of passes, maybe catch 5 passes. maybe rip off a big run or two, maybe fall in the end zone. So I'm going to go, I think White and Jalen Warren, White, I assume that's Jalen Warren, are the two I feel the best about. And then I'm going to go Sharps for my third.
Yeah, because the thing is, now Charbonnet is not splitting with anybody. He's going to get all the touches. Madison is pretty much 50-50 with Chandler. So, and it's non-PPR. You need a guy who's getting more yardage, chance for a touchdown. So, yeah, White, Charbonnet, and Jalen are definitely my 3 running backs. A receiver, it's like all of these guys kind of blend in. And, I mean, I can't feel great. I just hate to say, sorry, Pedro, I don't feel great about any of them this week. I think Hollywood probably still has the most upside. I'm a little scared of Terry. Not scary Terry. I'm scared of Terry. Against the Cowboys. Like I said, I feel bad things for Sam Howell. I think honestly I might just go Deontay and hope that he does something this week. Garrett Wilson might be normally the smart play, but too risky with Boyle out there. So these guys are all really close together.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. We got the Kraken. What is up? Legends, right? Just in case anybody missed it, legend status confirmed when we threw down the Calvin and declared Calvin Ridley breakout game, and it happened.
I'm glad we got the Kraken. I'm glad you were one of the early comments, because are we going legend status again this week? But not with Calvin Ridley this time, although I do think Calvin Ridley should have another nice game this week. Are we going legend status with Jalen or with Jalen Waddle? I don't know why I was going to say Jalen Warren. With Jalen Waddle, are we going legend status with Jalen Waddle?
I'm not, because I'm worried. I'm very worried about Jalen Waddle. You're feeling Waddle this week?
Well, I know, we both like fantasy points a lot. We use their site. They just rolled out their coverage matchup thing. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, but Jalen Waddle has the 3rd best coverage matchup this week. The way the Jets cover is what he does, what he's usually best against.
Well,
are we willing to do it with Jalen Waddle 2 weeks in a row?
There is opportunity. I know, because again, if you just look at the surface, Jets tough against pass, bad, against receivers. But if you go deeper, they're really, really, really tough against number 1 receivers, because they have one of the best corners in the league in Sauce Gardner, which means there's a lot more opportunities for the number 2 receiver. And so I get that. My concern with Waddle specifically is he's just not getting enough targets, even in good matchups. And I just don't know if he's right. I don't know if he's 100%. So I might go a different route. But if you want to throw down Jalen Waddle,
you're going to go Pickens legendary status. Is that where you're going?
I might.
You're going to go Pickens. Pickens also in a really good spot, but I mean, it's still George Pickens. Kenny Pickens. All right.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Well, he's asking about Deontay. Wait, he's saying he has to drop one. Like, I'm not dropping Deontay.
No, drop Rashee Rice. What has Rashee Rice even done? And you know what was really frustrating about Rashee Rice? Right? They came out of the bye. He had kind of been trending up. You think, okay, he's coming out of the bye. He's been trending up. And then he actually saw his routes go down last week. Like, his route percentage actually went down after the bye. It's like, wait, it's supposed to go the other way. Coming out of the bye, the rookies are supposed to get a bump, not a decrease. Yeah, if you got to choose between one of these you guys, you can drop Rashee Rice.
Yeah, his targets have not gone up at all. I mean, his season high in targets is still 7, and that was back in week 3. He's just kind of is what he is, and he's not catching every single target thrown his way, obviously. So it's just such a cap on his ceiling, which sounds ridiculous in the Chiefs offense, but that's just the way it is. They're throwing the ball, they're spreading it around. Like, Rashee Rice isn't a number 1 receiver. He never was going to be a number 1 guy, right? He's their number 1 guy sometimes just because they don't have a number 1 guy. So drop Rice is the short answer here. All right, Moises, of course, as always, thanks for being here. Okay, we need a running back, 2 receivers in a flex, 10-team PPR, Mostert, Charbonnet, Herbert, or Cook, Nico, Deontay, Chase, Beckham, and Watson.
One running back is going to be Mostert. Yep, Mostert's going to be my running back. My wide receivers are going to be, I think I still got to go Nico, and I think I still got to go Chase over these guys. Like Odell, maybe. Watson, no thank you. Deontay, I'm like, look, I know we're all excited about Matt Canada, but I don't believe Matt Canada was the problem. I believe he may have been part of the problem, but I think there's still a big problem there, and he takes every snap of every play, and so we'll see. So I'm going Nico and Chase, and then flex. Ooh. Again, I might go Charbonnet at flex. I think he can at least catch like 3, 4, 5 passes. He'll get every touch. The 49ers run defense isn't, complete shutdown. They'll give up some big runs from time to time. So I just don't feel good about these guys. I mean, you want to gamble on Odell or Deontay or Christian Watson, go for it. But I think I'm going to go Charbonnet at flex.
Yeah, I think Mostert still has to be the running back. Even if HN is active, it's okay. He's still going to be the main guy. Yeah, I'm not putting Chase way below all these guys. So Chase and Nico, I think I'm going to flex. Wait a minute. No, hold on.
Did I miss something?
No, well, I think I misread it. Okay, 1 RB2, and then it says wide receiver 2 and flex. Yeah, and then he says looking for 1 at each position. So we only need 1, and 1.
Even better. Mostert, Nico, and Chase. Even better.
Yeah. Okay, my bad. Mostert, Nico, and Chase. Well, then that's it.
Yeah,
I was about to make this big case for Odell Beckham.
And then that would be okay. That would be legendary status if you're the Odell Beckham guy this week.
Over Chase.
That would definitely be legendary status.
Give me some time. I'll talk myself into it. Have some more of this energy drink, and then I'll be predicting breakouts for everyone. It's caffeine. Trust me. It's caffeine.
Week.
Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell 6 touchdowns. Also in a 12-team league. 1-1. Okay, Fields or Lamar?
Man, I do like Fields a lot this week, but I think I still got to go Lamar. He's just way safer. Like, way safer. He also has plenty of upside. Remember last week, Thursday night, everybody's so scared about Lamar, and then he went out there, had a great game. I still am going Lamar.
Well, I feel that's a great matchup, but Lamar is getting the Chargers. This is just as good, so I'm going to go Lamar as well. He's got the same upside without the risk. And then Bijan, Ford, Sharps, or James Cook. It's got to be Bijan, doesn't it?
Yeah. Also, we didn't talk about this. I haven't got a chance to hear the Arthur Smith press conference because I don't know how to even find his press conference, not to be honest. I mean, I guess if I searched hard enough, I could probably find it. But according to Michael Rothstein, one of their beat writers that I follow, he said this today. Falcons head coach Arthur Smith has said a lot about Bijan Robinson today. I suggest people go watch his presser, but it sounds like he's going to be used a bit more going forward.
Are we really falling for this?
Are we ready? Hey, 22 carries before the bye. Are we ready for workhorse Bijan Robinson down the stretch? Workhorse Bijan Robinson ready to dominate fantasy. I'm ready. Let's go. I'm ready to get ready to get crushed.
This means we're taking Arthur Smith at his word. That's what it means. I'm ready too. Like, I'm ready to get let down. I'll just go all in and Bijan.
I did say this the game before the bye. I said I feel like we're gonna see him go crazy with Bijan because he's at the point now where like all that condescending, like I'm smarter than you guys. It's like, well, now you're on the hot seat because you've lost 3 games in a row that you should have won. I think Arthur Smith is at a point now where he has to just give in and say, like, our season's on the line. I can't I just got to give in and do what's best for the team now. I can't like sit here and try to be Mr. Smarty Pants and show how smart I am to everybody. I got to just do what's best for the team, and I think everybody on the planet knows that's give Bijan Robinson the ball.
Yeah. I maybe had a little heart-to-heart with the owner or something like that. And I mean, after losing a couple of games in a row, you're right. He might just be like, fine, give it to the first-round pick. So anyways, it's Bijan. What's up, Keith? The Weather Beast. Happy Thanksgiving Eve.
What's up,
all
Keith?
Right. All right. Let's get to the important stuff. Favorite Thanksgiving dish?
I'll be honest.
Uh-oh.
I don't like Thanksgiving. I do not like traditional Thanksgiving food.
Sacrilegious.
Not a fan. Here's what we're so tomorrow. So can I say that? Okay, maybe I have to word this properly because I don't want to get us canceled. We have such a good show. I'd feel bad if I got us canceled. So I have my birth family. My birth family is mostly Caucasian. We do very traditional American Thanksgiving. I always leave starving. I basically just eat like rolls and I leave starving. I'm like, is In-N-Out still open? Can we go In-N-Out? I married into my wife is Mexican, Hispanic. I don't even know what you're supposed to say anymore. Hispanic. My mother-in-law is here. So we're doing our traditional Thanksgiving in the morning. I don't know why my family's doing it early tomorrow. We're going to come home. We're going to have tri-tip. We're going to have like mashed sweet potatoes, mac and cheese. We're having all the good stuff tomorrow. Not the traditional. I'm going to be stuffed after tomorrow night.
There you go. Look, okay. You asked me what my favorite dish is. It's all of it, any of it. I love food. Like there's really, nothing I don't like. But I'll just say this, and then my mom's probably watching because she watches, I think, every single show we do. So hi, Mom. Love you, Mom. My parents are not originally American. And so there is no Thanksgiving, right, in France. It's not a thing. And so when we grew up, we had Thanksgiving dinner, but my mom would make, like for stuffing, it would be like stovetop stuffing. The potatoes were like the boxed instant mashed potatoes because that's not something she grew up like making. We had the turkey and we had like the cranberry sauce out of the can or whatever. And I love stovetop stuffing, which my wife thinks is crazy. It's like, how can you eat that stuff? How can you eat instant mashed potatoes? I was like, I don't know. It's good. I like it all, but yeah, now, and my wife is also Mexican, but they have traditional Thanksgiving, all the regular food, everything stuffing. So my favorite is all of it. I put whatever it is, I put it all on the plate, and then I go back and get another plate, and then I get a dessert plate. So I like it all. But I didn't grow up, I guess, with as much like traditional American stuff, but whatever it is, I'll eat it. That's my answer. All right. Fins up. Definitely, Samo. Should I play Kyron over any of these guys?
Not those guys. I like all those guys this week. I like Kyron this week. But again, he's coming off an injury, coming off IR. You don't need to risk it when you have these guys.
No, I mean, maybe a week from now you'll be putting Pollard on the bench for him, but this week against Commanders, nah, don't. All right, Mary Jo, 18 league. All right, she's the same quarterback dilemma here. Fields, Howell, Goff. Who do you like?
Fields. It's Fields this week. It's 100%. Good job getting Fields. Wasn't Fields on the waiver wire? You're going to grab him. Good job. But I thought you were going to drop Howell and Goff. But okay, whatever.
Well, and she said that last week if she would have played Fields and DJ Moore, she would have won. But this week, play Fields and DJ Moore for sure.
Yeah, this week definitely play him. You should feel great about him against the Vikings. Yeah.
Now you got to play Bijan. What about Swift? I saw something today. I know you saw it because it was in the Discord. Swift being questionable. Or maybe not questionable. I don't know if he's listed questionable, but something about an ankle. I don't know, something.
I mean, I don't really worry about Wednesday injury reports too much unless it's like, a guy that we're already worried about, like Cooper Kupp. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I really want to see Cooper Kupp practicing in some form.
Right.
Like I'm not worried about it yet. If if he plays, I'm playing him. It's a good matchup this week. He looks fantastic. It's a good offense. So, yeah, I think you've got to play Swift and Bijan at running back. If for some reason Swift doesn't go, is it PPR? Yes, I'm going Rachaad White. Yeah, you got to play DJ Moore. You got to play Sun God. Ooh,
So
and
then
Joku and
Olave,
McBride are
Kirk,
close to
Debo.
tight end. I might have to give the slight edge to McBride at tight end just because he has Kyler Murray throwing passes to him and Joku has Dorian Thompson-Robinson. So I'm going to give McBride the slight edge, but man, that one's close. And then I'll probably flex. I mean, I'm probably going to, if Swift plays, I'm probably going to flex Rachaad White. If for some reason Swift doesn't play, maybe I'll flex Olave.
Yeah, I think if Swift plays, you still play Swift. If he doesn't, put Rachaad White in there. You got a lot of good options here between Olave, Kirk, Debo. I'll say this week I might push Kirk down a little bit. I don't know, maybe overthinking the matchup. Debo could be in a good spot. I mean, she's, if I remember, like 4-6 or something like that, 4-7. You want to win, need some upside because it's an 8-team league. I don't know. I might hope for the Debo big week. I think DJ Moore is definitely going to be one of them, though. Yeah, I'll say not Kirk. All right. Boomer wants to know, who should I drop for Pierce?
For Damian, we're still doing this? So this is a bit. We're actually picking up Damian Pierce. I mean, I should start. Oh boy.
I mean, you can pick up Damian Pierce for Chuba Hubbard. That's the same thing, right?
Sure.
That's fine.
Sure.
I wouldn't go too far as starting him over Bijan Robinson.
No.
Okay. SS3. Pick 2 receivers and 2 running backs and a flex. You got Metcalf, Collins, Kirk, London, Bijan, Henry, Kyron, and Connor.
2 wide receivers. I'm going Nico and Kirk. 2 running backs. I'm going Bijan and Derrick Henry. Let's go, King Henry. The Panthers. You got to come through against Panthers. And then flex.
You better.
I think I will flex DK Metcalf here. Because again, I'm not feeling a big Connor week. London, I do like Kyron. I do like his matchup, but again, coming back from injury, don't need to risk it if you don't have to. It's a good spot for DK this week. The 49ers do give up, yards to the wide receivers, so I'll flex Metcalf. So I'll go Nico, Kirk, Bijan, King Henry, Metcalf at flex.
Yeah, Bijan and Henry for sure. Henry's got to smash this week. He's got to. I like Nico at home. I like Kirk. London is just a little too risky. I mean, all these guys are a little boom bust. Kyron is the tough one. It's like if he's a full go against Arizona, you wonder is it worth flexing him out.
I mean, they said he was a full participant today, but look, so was Devon Achane. He was full go. He got 2 touches and 3 snaps.
But here's the problem: is Achane. Look, Kyron before he got hurt was a true bell cow. Like nobody else was touching the ball, and Achane never was close to that. And Achane just re-injured his same knee. Kyron hasn't had a chance to get re-injured yet. So
that's true.
I mean, you want to play it safe, then go Metcalf, yeah. But not that he's super safe. But might consider Henry. What's up, Sal Palumbo? Happy Thanksgiving almost. Half PPR needs 2. Lockett, Hollywood, and Ford.
Ford is such a tough one for me this week. It should be Ford. It should be a Ford week.
Yeah.
His usage last week was so weird. It got like 8 touches and a touchdown on the first drive, and then they were like, "Oh, okay, we've seen enough." Like, hold on, man. Hold on. Like, we're not really trying to win this game. What are you doing out there? Like, I don't know. It's so weird, right? It's like, oh, you look too good out there. But man, it's the Broncos, and I don't. Again, it's a good spot for Hollywood. He has the upside. but he also has a ton of risk. I might just go Lockett and Ford.
Yeah, there are some occasions where I'll still go Hollywood, but I've said this. I'm a little concerned the way he's looked. I'll go with Ford. It's half PPR. I'll go with Ford because he does catch passes too, anyways.
Yeah.
Touchdown upside, and then Lockett. There you go. And then Dan Fuller. What is up? 12-team full PPR. Lost Burrow, has Chase. Ouch. Was looking to trade in a package for a QB. Have Olave, JJ Sutton, Downs, and Higgins. And you had the trifecta of Bengals. That hurts. I have Baker and Minshew.
I mean, I think Baker's fine this week against the Colts. He should be fine.
This week, yeah. But would you roll with him the rest of the season?
I mean, I'm rolling with him 2 weeks in a row in the end game, in one of the end game leagues. Obviously, it didn't. Actually, I think I might have won that one with Baker, but it wasn't because of Baker.
Definitely wasn't.
Wasn't because of Baker. But I mean, maybe you could trade Sutton right now. He's got decent value, but who are you really going to get for Sutton?
I think the question here is, what are you doing if you're a guy like Dan has Chase and Higgins and had Burrow? Are you holding on to Chase and just get what you can from him, or are you going to try to trade him and see if somebody else values him more?
I mean, I'm certainly going to, if I can, I'm going to try to trade him and see if somebody values him more. But do you want to trade Chase for Kyler Murray? Just so you have a QB?
Maybe. Well, I mean, it depends on your receivers. But here's the problem. You got JJ, who may not play this week or next week because they have a bye. So you 2 weeks without him. Higgins not playing probably this week and who knows when. And even if he does, you really want to start him. So you only have 2 receivers left. You got Sutton and Downs. Oh, I'm sorry. You have Olave. Okay, so you have Olave as your 1. Sutton is your 2. Downs is your 3. You maybe could still use Chase for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Look, Baker has a good matchup this week. I don't know what QBs are on your waiver wire. Who do they get next week?
Who, Tampa?
Yeah, and the Colts. Colts get the Titans. You might be able to roll with the stash in week 13. Get the Titans. That's a great matchup. Bucks get the Panthers, but they're at home. Maybe not a great spot because the Panthers play like molasses, but at least they'll be at home. I think you can get by with Baker and Minshew the next 2 weeks. Honestly.
Yeah. I would say just because your wide receiver depth or lack of depth, probably just all into Chase. You can get by with Baker. All right, Kraken also wants to know, stream Howell or Dobbs?
Dobbs is safer. I don't expect a big Dobbs game because he's probably still not going to have JJ. The Bears have gotten better on defense, but he could run in a touchdown. You probably don't have to worry about him turning the ball over, 3+ times. But Howell has the upside. Because if they get blown out by the Cowboys, he might throw it 40, 50 times. So go with your risk tolerance. Are you feeling risky? Go with Howell. If you're like, nah, just give me some points, go with Dobbs.
I'm nervous about Howell. You know this. But Dobbs, the Bears defense is not a pushover like they were early in the season. I don't know if I feel a big Dobbs game either. So I guess I probably just might as well take a chance with Howell here. Hope for the big game. Now this one, I will say. On the other side, Joe wants to know Fields over Howell.
I mean, I'm trying to think, okay, what? Because I guess we're going to get a lot of Justin Fields questions tonight, it looks like. I almost put him on the thumbnail for the QB one. Maybe I should have. What QBs would I start over Fields this week? Obviously, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Lamar, Mahomes, Dak. I would probably start over Fields. Is that the list? Is that it?
Herbert?
I'm not starting Stroud over Fields. I'm not starting Kyler over Fields. I'm not starting Goff over Fields. I'm not starting Purdy. I'm not starting Tua over Fields. I'm not starting Justin Herbert over Fields. I think that's the list. I think that's it for me.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Fields over Howell. That's for sure. And this one is pretty easy. Jeff, Lamar or Goff? It's got to be Lamar, right?
Definitely Lamar. I mean, look, last week we got a lot of like these type of questions, like Lamar or Goff, Josh Allen or Goff, and everybody was like, "It's Goff. He's at home. It's the Bears." And what happened? It wasn't Goff because he's still Jared Goff. And I don't expect this to be a game where he has to like throw it a ton. I think it'd be it's another thing. This Lions running game now, it's like they can just run the ball at will right now with this running game, and the Packers aren't going to be able to stop them. So give me Lamar.
Yeah, that's almost the problem compared to last year with Goff is the defense is better and actually pretty good. Not amazing, but they're pretty good, and the run game is so good. He doesn't need to throw the ball as much. So he's still solid, but I'm going to take the upside of Lamar every time. Gabriel, happy Thanksgiving. That's right. May everyone's team somehow smash simultaneously.
Yes.
All right, he wants to know a 12-team half with 3 keepers. Oh, okay. He's out of the playoffs, unfortunately. So looking ahead for next year, gave Walker and Nico for T. Higgins. Now his keepers got Mahomes, JJ, Olave, or Higgins, maybe Puka. What do you think about that deal?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, if you're going to make a deal like this and Higgins isn't going to be your keeper, because he probably won't be, because you only get 3. I mean, I don't look. You're out of the playoffs, whatever. But it's probably going to do more. It's probably going to be more beneficial from the guy you traded with than getting T. Higgins, because I mean, you're obviously going to keep Justin Jefferson next year. Like, I don't know. Do you really? I mean, I guess you're keeping Mahomes. Are you keeping Mahomes? I'm asking you, Pierre.
It depends how many people are keeping quarterbacks in general. 3 keepers each. I mean, I assume the top quarterbacks get kept, but I don't feel like that's the position that's most valuable to keep. So,
right.
My question is Higgins a guy worth keeping? Because remember, he's a free agent, right? He's going to go somewhere else. What if he winds up in the Carolina Panthers like everyone keeps talking about? Are you really going to want to keep Higgins? I mean, if he's not with Burrow, even if he's somewhere else, I mean, other than like the Chiefs, if he goes to like the Jets or something like that, like I just don't know if Higgins is the guy I'm for sure wanting to keep. That's my question. So
yeah, exactly.
And Puka, honestly, he's great. But who's going to be the quarterback next year? Is it going to be Matt Stafford? And if it is that good? Like, is that a good thing for Puka? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I would lock Mahomes in. Like, I don't know. I'll be honest. I've never played in a keeper league. I either have played redraft or full dynasty where you keep your whole team. I've never played in like a 3 keeper league. So, but it would seem to me like I wouldn't want to keep Mahomes because my mindset would be like, I can get a QB later. I can just get somebody later.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's fine because Walker, whatever, he's not doing, you're out of the playoffs. You don't care. But also Walker's hurt. Who knows? So whatever. You weren't going to keep him. Nico or T, like, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it winds up being worth it. Or it's up. Kevin has Aaron Jones and Kenneth Walker. Picked up Rashawn Johnson and Deontay Foreman. Okay, so we're starting Rashawn Johnson or Jeff Wilson. Is Damian Pierce available on waivers? Do we even know? Like, HN might play. I don't know. I don't think I can start a guy who was a healthy scratch last week.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, Sean McVay, why is it? Mike McDaniels, your coach there in Miami, has been talking him up a little bit this week, but yeah, I guess go Rashawn because I don't think Foreman is playing.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing. Like Rashawn was decent last week. Yeah, go with him. Yeah. Luis Ortiz got Hall, Gibbs, Etienne, JT, and Bijan. Should I go for Sharps? I mean,
why not? just stack out your running back room. Just have like the most difficult running back decision every week. Like, which two do I start of these guys?
I mean, don't drop one of these guys for Charbonnet, but
Right.
sure, you can add him. Austin, Jay, Tua, Murray, or Fields?
Well, I just got done saying the only quarterbacks I have ahead of him are Hurts, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Did I say somebody else? Am I forgetting somebody else? No. Dak at home against the Cowboys over Fields. That's it. So Fields.
Not Tua or Murray. No.
I like Tua and Murray, but yeah, not over Fields.
And then flex Nico Rice, Ferguson, or Brandon Cooks.
I mean, look, you want to get spicy, you want to roll the dice, you want to spin that roulette wheel, you put Brandon Cooks out there, but the right choice is Nico Collins.
Did I see right that CD had like an ankle or something, but I don't know. Nothing.
I'm pretty sure last. No, I don't even think he was on the injury report.
Oh,
yeah,
he
do this every week.
All right. Yeah, Brandon Cooks is interesting, but I'll go Nico. I'll still go Nico.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I do like Brandon Cooks this week if you need somebody, but you don't.
But not over Nico. All right, Jonathan Waterboy, bench 1.5. Puka Dell, DJ Moore. Ooh.
Well, I think this case, I got to bench Puka. I like DJ Moore too much this week against the Vikings. I like Dell too much this week. So if I got to bench one of these guys, which apparently you do, it's going to be Puka.
Yeah, DJ Moore is almost a must start. Tank Dell, how do you not start him? So, man, it's tough to sit any of these guys, but I think it has to be Puka. Keith Tapp. Picked up Likely, lost Andrews. Here's the bench. He's asking, should he trade Howell and Amari for Kittle and Rice? Because he has Fields, so Howell is like the backup.
Yes. Man. As somebody who has Amari Cooper on like 2 teams this year, because I was very high on Amari Cooper, I really wish I could trade Amari Cooper. Because you can't start him. You can't even start him right now. I mean, look, the only hope for Amari Cooper is that they go to Joe Flacco. If they go to Joe Flacco, it could save Amari Cooper. But that's the only chance, right? That's the only chance. So, yeah, give me Kittle and Rice.
Yeah, are you getting that upgrade at tight end? Sure. Why not? Because Howell and Amari are just sitting on your bench. Why not? Carl Williams. Moore, Ridley, Smith, Swift, Connor, Flex, Achane, Kyron. Interesting. Okay, so we're keeping Achane in there over London or Jaden Reed.
Is it PPR? Didn't say. I'm probably playing Jaden Reed. Got to feel pretty good about Jaden Reed. It's not a bad matchup for him. No Luke Musgrave, no Wicks. Like, they're probably going to be playing from behind. What are you going to, I guess if Achane doesn't play, you're just going to go London, who I think London's okay this week, but I didn't hear a quote. I didn't hear anything from Arthur Smith saying they need to get Drake London more involved. So I think if it's me, I'm going Jaden Reed over Achane.
Yeah, the thing with Achane is, we got burned last week. Are we willing to get burned again? Because even if he plays, is he really 100%? Is he going to get another injury? You don't want to risk the 0 because that's what you got last week with Achane. And it's not like it's a smash spot. So I just go Jaden Reed. Hey, look, Musgrave is out. Wicks was questionable. Who else? Aaron Jones is out. Christian Watson is no good. Jaden Reed's good. So, yeah, I would do that too. All right. Just FYI, guys, we're getting to super chats. We're probably going to have to stick to just the super chats right now because we just now caught up to when we first went live because that's just how it is. So if you did put a regular comment, chat, whatever, we're going to have to skip over those for now. So let's get to the super chats from almost an hour ago. MT, full PPR flex, Debo or Connor?
Debo. In PPR, I'm going Debo.
Yeah, Debo in a great matchup. Go going against that heavy zone defense. Yeah, I gotta like Debo. And then Mark Maloney, start one. Christian Watson, Keaton Mitchell, or Rashid Shaheed.
Okay, this is like, do you these are like, the only thing I'm disappointed in, Mark, is that you don't also have Gabe Davis as a choice. Like
Exactly.
all the, you know, home run or strikeout guys, right? Who are those type? Like, isn't like who's a player like Pete Alonso? Is he one of those guys? He either like hits a home run or he strikes out.
I think you're thinking more like Joey Gallo.
Joey Gallo. Okay, I don't even know who that is, but Joey Gallo, right? Like,
It's either a home run or it's a strikeout. There may be a walk. Like there are no other choices.
Okay, that's who these guys are, right? Either they hit a long play, score a touchdown, or you wish you did start them. But I think I'm going to have to give the edge to Rashid Shaheed. No Michael Thomas. I think he'll get some run out of the slot. Falcons, AJ Terrell probably going to be on Chris Olave a lot. Could open things up for Shaheed. I'm going to gamble on Shaheed.
I mean, this really should be Christian Watson, but still Adam Christian Watson. His best case was last week. He caught a touchdown. That's all he did. I'll go Shaheed. He's going to get more targets out of necessity with Michael Thomas out. And it's not a bad matchup for him. So there you go. Out of all the dart throws, the one that I would hope to hit would be Rashid Shaheed. Football de noche. All right. Kicker question for you. Aubrey at Dallas or Butker for Kansas City?
Okay, I don't know really anything about kickers, but one thing I do know, or I think I know, maybe I'm wrong on, is that the Dallas kicker is just a guy you start every week and don't think about. Am I wrong about that?
If what?
Like the Dallas kicker, Aubrey, you just start him
the
every
Dallas
week,
kicker,
right?
And he doesn't miss.
He's just set and forget, right? Like there's like why, like, yeah.
Even though he's a rookie, he has not. I don't know if he's missed once or he hasn't missed. He doesn't miss field goals. Like he just doesn't miss. You just go Aubrey. This is the Commanders. It's Aubrey. And Zay Flowers. Nice emoji or Olave.
I will say I do like maybe that's going to be my legendary pick this week. Zay Flowers. I really like Zay Flowers this week. I think Zay Flowers could have a huge game.
That is all you, because look, I was higher than anyone Zay Flowers this preseason. You know this, and so I continue to be disappointed that he has not broken out. That's why he's letting me down personally. I'm taking it personally.
I get that, but this week lines up so well for him because what the Chargers do on defense, the only guys on the Ravens that are any good against it are Zay Flowers, and it was Mark Andrews. So now the only guy that's any good against it is Zay Flowers. Like Odell, not very good against it. Rashad Bateman, and plus he re-injured his foot today in practice. What? But I still got to go Olave over. I can't be this legendary. I still got to go Olave over Zay.
I'm going Olave. I'm predicting the Odell Beckham breakout game. That's my claim. You know what? Let's just do double down on Ravens. You go Flowers, I'll go Odell, and there you go. We'll see.
One of us will hopefully be left, and then watch. It's going to be Isaiah Likely, 10 catches, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm not going Isaiah Likely. Sorry. Easy Vanya, RB2, Connor or Cook?
Probably James Cook, I guess. He's been better recently. I don't know. He's more explosive. I don't feel great about either of these guys this week. I think they're okay. I guess I'll go Cook between the two.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is you assume Connor would just go back to doing what he had been doing, but it's different because now Kyler Murray is there. He's been getting enough touches, just hasn't been. I mean, he hasn't been bad. He has, in terms of efficiency, just hasn't been getting quite as many touches. I don't know. Arizona this week. It's not a bad matchup. It's not a great matchup. James Cook. I just don't know. On the road against the Eagles. I think
it's a bad matchup for James Cook for sure.
I'll probably go Connor because of the matchups, because I'm not crazy about Cook. At flex, here we go. It's a chance for me to pick OBJ. Olave Downs, good. No, I'll still go Olave.
Yeah, it's Olave.
I like OBJ and I like Downs if he's healthy, but it's Olave. Now, what about tight end here? Kincaid or Ferguson?
Oh, this one's actually tough. Is it PPR, half PPR? What do we have here? We don't know.
It doesn't say.
Man.
I mean, Kincaid is getting the targets, but I almost can't sit Ferguson against the Commanders defense. You know what I mean? It's like, it's too tempting.
I know. Like Ferguson has more touchdown upside than Kincaid this week, but Kincaid has a higher floor because he's been getting so many targets. So I don't know. I think I'm probably going Kincaid. Like I'm trying to think if I had Kincaid and Ferguson on a team, who would I start? I'd probably go Kincaid because I like the targets, right? It's like, give me those targets. But, I like Ferguson a lot this week too, but I'm probably going Kincaid.
Well, I have to admit the problem is with Ferguson. Like, look what happened last week. They get the other tight end gets a touchdown, Schoonmaker, whatever.
Right.
So Kincaid is the smarter start. I mean, Ferguson maybe has the higher ceiling, but Kincaid's the smarter pick. All right, and Kiefer Abney, would you trade Monty and Godwin? Is it for all four of these guys? Kyron, Lockett, Debo, and Hopkins?
I mean, probably.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, if Kyron is healthy, it's not that big of a drop from him, between him and Monty. Godwin, I mean, he's been okay this year, but nothing special. You're getting Lockett and Debo. Like Hopkins, whatever, you can drop them after you get them. Just drop them. Or not. Up to you. Your choice. But at least you're getting Lockett and Debo, who I think both those guys are at least as good or better than Godwin. So, yeah take the Kyron side.
Yeah, why not? I mean, Kyron's going to get all the touches again. He might be more valuable than Monty like he was early in the season. So, yeah, why not? Hopkins is whatever. He's a throw-in, but you're getting 4 for 2. Sure, do this. And then Devin Jones, top 2, JT, Stevenson, Puka, and Cup.
Doesn't say PPR or not. I think JT's a must regardless.
Yeah.
I'll say if it's PPR, I'm going Puka. If it's like half or standard, I'll go Stevenson.
Yeah, just a reminder here, guys, the more info you give us, the easier it is. Because if it's PPR versus non-PPR, that does matter a lot of times. Maybe how deep the league is, 12-team, 8-team, whatever. If it happens to be Keeper Dynasty, anything like that. So I think JT's got to be number 1 here. Even if Cup plays, I think it's too risky, right? Why risk it with Cup? I think I got to put Puka over Cup. Yeah. I like Stevenson this week, but if this is PPR, it's Puka. If it's non-PPR, would you say you go Stevenson?
Yeah, Stevenson.
All right. So there you go, Devin. And then Zach Ames.
Yeah.
Trade Chase for Evans.
Yep. Just give me Evans. Don't risk it with Chase. Yep.
Why not? Evans has been really good this year. It's been solid, getting a ton of targets. If you can get Evans right now for Chase, I think you got to do it. Burrow is not coming back. Scat Daddy, 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and 2 flex. All right. Murray or Howell?
Murray. Definitely Murray this week.
Yeah, I'm nervous enough about Howell. Murray's fine. Bijan, Stevenson, White, Barkley, and Kyron Williams. Ooh, 2 of those guys.
I mean, do we need 2 of these guys? Bijan's got to be 1. Is it PPR? Doesn't say again.
10-team league.
But, man, I can't bench I'm going Bijan and Barkley.
Yeah, Bijan and Barkley. We might flex some running backs here, though. Okay, so we got 2 receivers. Tyreek is obviously 1. Who's the other? Olave, Nico, DK Sutton.
I probably still got to go Olave out of these guys over Nico.
Yeah, I'll go Olave.
Tyreek and Olave.
So then we need 2 flex.
Yeah, if it's PPR, I'm going White. And I just saw something that Sean McVay said. If Kyron Williams goes, they expect him to get his usual, or I think he said his normal workload. That's good enough for me. I might go Kyron Williams against the Cardinals as my other flex. Because like Nico, I like Nico, but man, I don't know. Is it just going to be another Tank Dell week? I might just go Kyron Williams and Rashad White.
Yeah, this is a great matchup for White. So Bijan, Barkley, White, good with Tyreek, Olave. The second flex, I mean, you got a lot of good options. This is a 10-team league, so I get it. Nico is kind of more risk-reward. I like Stevenson, but I'm not putting him over those guys. So probably just go Kyron, right? If we feel like good enough about Kyron getting his full complement of touches, it's a great matchup for Kyron. So there you go. Let's go Kyron. What is up? Anthony Giangregorio, who is also one of our flock members. How would you set this lineup with 2 receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex? You got Chase, Tank, Ridley, Waddle, Rice, and running backs are Etienne, Swift, and Kyron. Man, this team is only 6-5. All right.
Well, here's my chance. Here's my chance. Got to play Tank.
Yeah.
Am I going to do it? Am I going to put Waddle in over Chase or Ridley?
I mean, I think the question here is because he's got 3 really good running backs. If Kyron's like a full go, reflexing all, like playing all 3 running backs, that's the question.
I'm playing all 3 running backs.
Okay, so then you're basically choosing between Jalen Waddle and Jamar Chase.
I think I'm going Waddle. Like, I don't like. This is like what I said. Look, we didn't say yes to Ridley every time last week. We weren't like, you gotta play Ridley no matter what. Like, but when there's a guy like Chase who I don't feel great about this week, like, hey, I don't know how Jake Browning's gonna look. Is he gonna, is Jamar Chase gonna be doing one of these things? Like, it's gonna be, the third quarter, and it's gonna be the 5th pass that's been like uncatchable. It goes his way. Is he gonna be like doing this off the sideline? Like, come on, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because he's open, but the ball is like over his head or bouncing in the ground or, whatever. Jalen Waddle has Tua. Not worried about that for Jalen Waddle. That's not a concern at all. So I'm going Waddle and Dell. Let's go. Although I do like Ridley too this week.
Now, this week with this group, I'll sit Ridley. I do think you want to play all 3 of those running backs. Assuming they're getting their full workload, which sounds like Kyron is. Doesn't sound like Swift is hurt or anything. So I think you have to play Tank. And then it's between Chase and Waddle. And I don't know how we got here that you're higher on Waddle than I am, but I do agree. Look, there's risk with the matchup for Waddle, but there's risk with the fact that Chase has Jake Browning at quarterback. So I'll make life easy for you, and then I'll go Waddle too here. I might not say yes to Waddle every time, but I'll say yes here.
Week 13, Waddle, legendary status. Or week 12.
All right, here we go.
Week 13 yet. We're in week 12. Skipping ahead.
Like Phil has now just become the Rico guy. No need to know. Just full Rico here. Rico getting a touchdown tomorrow.
Look, if there's a day for it to happen, it could be tomorrow at home against the Commanders. This could be another game where it's like 40-0 in the 4th quarter, and the starters aren't even playing anymore. So it's a possibility.
All right, so and see if the Lions break their skid. I have a feeling they have a good chance. So no questions here. You might have a question on Sunday, just saying what's up and happy Thanksgiving. All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, if Rico plays. Python, what's up? Sit one, Javonte London Downs. Who to sit?
Am I sitting in London for Downs? Can I go that far?
Starting Javonte? I might sit Javonte because of the matchup.
Broncos. Oh, yeah, I guess the Browns. Yeah, maybe as a PPR. Doesn't say. Yeah, probably. Maybe sit Javonte for the matchup. What's the upside for Javonte right now?
Yeah, I mean, if it's full PPR, I'd take a chance on London. He should be involved. Like you said, Arthur Smith got to be coaching to try to actually win at this point. So assume he'll get his best players the ball.
Yeah.
I would sit Javonte. Njoku or McBride. We kind of already answered this, right? Go on McBride.
Yeah, I think I got to give McBride the edge because he's got Kyler Murray, not Dorian Thompson-Robinson, both in great spots this week.
Yeah. I like Njoku, but McBride better. Danny Morales needs 2, 2, and 1. Bijan, Pacheco, Sharps, Dylan, Amon-Ra, Adams, Gary Wilson, Puka, and Dotson.
All right, 2 running backs are going to be Bijan and Pacheco.
Yep.
2 wide receivers are going to be Sun God and Adams, and then I'm going to flex Puka.
That's exactly what I would do. Same thing. Pretty easy there. Bijan, Pacheco, Amon-Ra, Adams, Puka. There you go. And Python has another one to sit. Okay, so we can either sit Brees, Gibbs, Sharps, Swift, or Ridley. He's in 10 full PPR, needs ceiling.
I'm okay. With or without ceiling, I'm sitting Charbonnet and playing Ridley. I actually kind of like Ridley again this week. Houston plays a lot of zone. They're not like a high press team. That's really what you have to look at with Ridley. Like, is he going to get pressed to death? If he gets pressed, he's done. He's out of the game. He's taken out of the game.
I thought it was just, is Zay Jones playing or not? I thought that was it.
Well, there's that too, even though we're going to conveniently ignore the fact that Zay Jones played like less than half the snaps last week. But hey, you know what? Maybe he played like 60%. But anyways, but Charbonnet just doesn't have the ceiling this week, I don't think, going against 49ers. So give me Ridley. Sit Sharp, give me Ridley.
Yeah, I'm sitting Sharps. Again, saying if he's out there, I mean, I know a lot of you waivers already ran. If he's available, pick him up for sure, but you don't have to start him this week. It's too risky, the matchup. And you need ceiling. I just don't know how high Charbonnet's ceiling really is. All right. Not large, not small, but medium Pepsi.
Yes.
Is back. What is up? And it looks like a medium Pepsi bought at Meadowlands from the New York Giants game. Still need some lineup help. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, and a flex. Stroud or Kyler?
Ooh, I like them both, but I think I'll give Stroud the edge at home against Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm going to give Stroud the edge here. He's just been dealing, and he's at home. Pollard, Connor, HN, Charbonnet, 2 running backs.
I mean, Pollard for sure against Commanders. Connor and Charbonnet. I'm going to give Charbonnet the edge, though, because I feel like these are both volume-based guys. But I think the big problem for James Conner since Kyler Murray has come back is he's not getting all those dump-offs. He's not catching as many passes. Charbonnet, even with, Kenneth Walker healthy, has been running routes, catching some passes. I think he'll catch a handful or more of passes this week. So I'm going to give Charbonnet the edge over Connor. So I'm going to go Pollard and Charbonnet. Wide receiver, I'm going to go Ayuk. For sure, you got to play Ayuk. Devontae Adams. I'm going Ferguson. I am going Ferguson over Laporta this week. That one I'm definitely doing. I don't feel a great Laporta game this week. And then my flex will probably be Debo. Yeah, my flex is definitely going to be Debo.
Yeah, Ayuk is a no-doubter. Devontae, yes. And Debo's the flex. Laporta, Ferguson, go either way. If you want the ceiling, it's Ferguson because of the matchup. For me, the only dilemma is Pollard is for sure, and then it's between Connor, Charbonnet. Maybe just being a little too risk-averse with Sharps in his first start. Just that matchup is bad. So I think I might go Connor, but it's close between those two guys. All right, then we got another one from Python. Pick 1 QB. This is -1 for interception and per sack.
Wow.
-2 for a pick 6. I mean, I don't know if I would plan based on that, but let's see. T-Law, Fields, or Kyler?
Because in this format, like Sam Howell might get you -20 this week.
Yeah.
Tommy DeVito must get like 9 sacks last week for Tommy DeVito. That's -9 just in sacks.
That's crazy.
Oh, what is this league? This would be horrible. I'm probably still going Fields though. Like Kyler takes some sacks. T-Law is probably the guy who takes the fewest sacks here, but I just don't feel like a big T-Law game. I'm probably still going Fields.
Yeah, I don't want to look at it based on fear of negative points. You still also have to look for the upside and the positive points. And, yeah, Fields will take sacks. It's not like T-Law doesn't. Kyler definitely does. I'm just going to go Fields. Go with the guy who I think has the best game. All right, Joe. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Joe McHenry. Thanks for all your help throughout the seasons. Thank you for being with us every season. Start, sit, help. All right, here we go. Let's help Joe out. RB, Hall, Ford, Cook, and Connor at wide receiver. Cut by Ayuk, Amari. Thielen, Lockett needs 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex in a 10-team PPR league.
Even if you got double points for Amari Cooper, it's still not even worth it. It's like double points you get 8 instead of 4. At running backs, I say you need 2 running backs. I'm going Breece Hall and Jerome Ford, actually. Again, I don't like Cook's matchup this week. I'm not feeling a big Connor game. At least Ford gets the Broncos. I'm going to go Breece Hall, Jerome Ford. At wide receivers, I'm going to go neither of the Amaris. I'm going to bench both Amaris. I think I'm going to go – they got to play Ayuk. I think I'm going to go Ayuk and Thielen. Is it PPR? Yeah, it's PPR. I'm going to go Ayuk and Thielen. It's actually a good matchup for Thielen this week against the Titans. So, look, Calvin Ridley just destroyed the Titans. Not saying Thielen's going to destroy him, but it's a good matchup for him. So I'm going to go Ayuk and Thielen. At flex, I'm probably going to go Lockett. I mean, look, if Kupp plays and he's good to go and they're like, he's fine, it's not anything to worry about, okay, then I'll play Kupp. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. So assuming it's not, I'll play Lockett.
Yeah, I feel good about Ford's matchup. Hall, you got to play Ayuk. I agree with Thielen. I wasn't feeling a good game from Adam Thielen last week, and he didn't smash or anything, but he was okay. I mean, with right back there calling the plays, he's still going to be a target hog. But against the Titans, yeah, I feel good about Thielen. I might say, look, if Kupp plays and we feel good enough about him, then I would probably have to flex Kupp. If I'm worried about Kupp, I'll go with Lockett. All right, Joe, good luck and happy Thanksgiving, of course, to you too. Daniel Romero, 12-man super flex. All right. Purdy, Bijan, Singletary, Devontae, Wilson, Godwin, Tank, Stafford, Hubbard, Chandler, Achane, Shaheed, and Hudson. Anything to change here?
Well, your QBs are pretty easy. I mean, I guess you don't have to super flex Stafford, but I'm probably super flexing Stafford. I'm going to go Bijan. I assume you need 2 running backs. You got Bijan and Singletary in. Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing Chuba. Can't really feel good about Ty Chandler this week. I probably still would go Singletary. Even if Pierce plays, which it looks like he will, Singletary should still get most of the touches here. So I'll go Bijan, Singletary, reluctantly. Devontae, Garrett Wilson. So if I'm reading this right, you have 4. It looks like you have 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, maybe 3 wide receivers, 1 flex, and a super flex, something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. Actually, I'm wondering because I don't see a tight end in the starting lineup. I see a tight end on the bench. I mean, you already have a tight end you didn't mention, or
Tanner Hudson,
I'm not going to flex Hudson. If this is a no tight end league where you could flex one, I'm not going to flex him. But if you need a tight end, I think Hudson's a good streamer. But I don't know.
Yeah, I guess my debate is like, if Achane plays, do I move Garrett Wilson? Like, do I move Tank Dell into the wide receiver spot over Garrett Wilson and flex Achane over Garrett Wilson, or do I just roll with Garrett Wilson? I probably still just roll with Garrett Wilson because at least I feel good about Garrett Wilson starting and finishing the game and getting targets.
Yeah, getting something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got to stick with Garrett Wilson here for the most part. Achane, I think, look, the way you have it's probably fine. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Don't know the tight end situation there. Hudson is fine if you need a tight end. If you don't flex him. All right, Tony Thomas, 12 team PPR, one running back, one flex. Hall, Javante, Sharps, Downs, or Brown?
I'm guessing Hollywood Brown. I think you got to go Hall and Hollywood. Javante, not a good matchup. I do like Downs this week. I'll say if you want to just play for floor, more of a floor play, I think Downs or Charbonnet can give you a good floor in PPR. But Hollywood has the upside this week, has the big play potential against this Rams secondary. So I'm probably going Hall and Hollywood, but I think Downs is okay as well if you don't want to risk it with Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm kind of want to wait and see by Friday what the deal is with Downs to see just no limitations, full go. If he's good to go, I think I would play Downs. And then running back, it's definitely Hall for me. So if I feel good enough about Downs, I'll play Downs because I like the matchup for him, and he was really good. Remember before he got hurt. And if Downs are like still iffy, then I guess I'll go Hollywood. O2 Moat. Happy Turkey Day. All right, 12-team PPR. Howell, White, Warren, Chase, Sungod, Ingram, Flowers, Waddle on the benches. Cooper, Downs, McBride, and Kyron. Any changes?
Is there a different QB you can stream over Howell this week? That'd be my first question. White, Warren, Chase, Sungod, Ingram, Flowers, Waddle. There we go. The two legends, Flowers and Waddle, the Week 12 legends.
There it is. I keep them in there unless you like Kyron. Kyron over Warren?
Yeah, I think I got it. I know Warren.
I mean, yeah, Warren's been good.
So good, and it's a good matchup for him this week. That one's tough. That one is very tough. I'm definitely putting McBride in over Ingram, though, by the way. McBride over Ingram for sure for me at tight end. I think for me it comes down to like, do I want to start Kyron over Flowers?
Over Flowers. Okay, not Warren.
I mean, I do like Flowers, but how many times have we said that this year and then he doesn't do anything? So exactly. I might put Kyron in over Flowers.
Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, I agree. McBride over Ingram because it's not a great spot. Not a great spot for Ingram. So there you go. Put Kyron over Flowers, McBride over Ingram. I mean, I like Downs, but I'm not going to put him over Waddle. AV, how likely that B-Rob is scripted out early in tomorrow's game because Dallas runs up the score? I'm worried about B-Rob. I'm not going to put Keith Mitchell over him and Madison and Addison and Reed. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't feel nearly as good about Brian Robinson this week as I did last week when it was the Giants and Antonio Gibson was out, right? And once we knew Antonio Gibson was out, we pretty much were like, you have to start Brian Robinson. We said a lot of yes to Brian Robinson last week. So I did see. So Antonio Gibson's a game time decision tomorrow. That's really the big one for me because we have seen in games past when they get blown out, Gibson is the guy that gets a lot of run. But how healthy is he? So I think Brian Robinson is still okay this week. Look, he's been catching passes, but I certainly don't like Brian Robinson nearly as much as I did last week. But I mean, over Madison, Addison, Keaton, and Reed, I'm probably still going Robinson.
Yeah, because look, to your point, AV, yes, worried about Brian Robinson. Don't feel a big game from him, but I'm not putting Keith Mitchell over him. Madison, Addison is maybe, but not feeling great about him. And Jaden Reed, again, it's just risky. I go with a guy who's going to get more guaranteed touches, so I would probably stick with Robinson still. Arvin Angeles, Rice, Douglas, Sharps, or Hollywood at the flex.
Well, I'll say kind of the same thing. Hollywood's got the actual upside here. I don't really feel like any of these guys have big upside this week. Douglas, if Mac Jones plays, is probably your safest bet. Crazy as that sounds. But what's the upside for Demario Douglas, really? So if it's me, I'm probably putting Hollywood in and hoping for the best.
Yeah. In this game, between these choices, probably just go Hollywood. I guess Charbonnet is a little safer, but who wants safe? And then we know there's nothing safe when Boomer's in the house. He's going full legend assassin, Damian Pierce. The Texans OC says Singletary would play a big role, but he knows better.
Yeah,
We always
can't
know that,
trust
don't
those.
we?
Can't trust those OCs.
Python, another receiver in the flex. Ridley London, Elijah Moore, Dotson, Javante, or Shards. One receiver and a flex.
I'm going Ridley and again, London and Charbonnet. It's close. Just never know what you're going to get from Drake London.
Nope. So it makes it fun and exciting.
Until it's the third quarter and you're like, why doesn't Drake London have a target yet? Why is it the third quarter and he doesn't have a single target yet? What is going on?
It's lots of fun.
Lots of fun.
I mean, look at this group. I'll say I feel good enough about Ridley. I'll start Ridley. It's just, do you want to shoot for ceiling with London or do you want to just go with Sharbs?
Yeah.
Should we just leave it at that? Let you pick.
Yeah, like pick your poison. Do you want to risk it for the ceiling? But what is even really the ceiling for London? Like,
yeah,
I might just go Charbonnet.
Yeah, maybe just go Charbonnet with this group.
Yeah.
Lex Dad 1193 was offered a trade. All right, give Hawk and Singletary for Rashad White and Ferguson, but he countered with Hawkinson and Jacoby Myers. Oh, I think you'd love that, right? Give Hawkinson and Myers to get Rashad White and Jake Ferguson.
I like that even better. Because look, Singletary might hold on to this job. He's been the only good running back this year for the Texans.
Don't tell Boomer that.
Well, okay. but even with Pierce back, this might be still like a 60-40 split. And you're getting Rashad White. And look, TJ Hawkinson for sure has been very good, especially in the games where, he wasn't good this week. But, with Jefferson out. But look, Jefferson should be back week 14 at the latest. I don't think you're fine with Ferguson. You're getting Rashad White. That's a huge upgrade over Singletary, but you're keeping Singletary. It's a massive upgrade over unstartable, shouldn't even be on rosters, Jacoby Myers. Yeah, that's a win. The first trade was a win for you, but then his counter is an even bigger win for you somehow.
Yeah, I mean, you're hurting at RB, getting Rashad White. That's huge. So 8-3, you're gonna just make your team better. So smart move, do it. Dan Fuller with another got offered Stroud, Najee, and Debo for Chase, Olave, and Singletary.
Well, I don't know who your other QB is. Like, to me, I still prefer Olave to Debo. I still prefer Chase to Najee. So it really comes down to like how badly do you need Stroud? Like, are you starting, Jake Browning at QB this week because there's nothing on your wire? That's the only way I could see making this deal. Like where you're like, I have to have Stroud. Like, if I don't have Stroud, I can't win. Like, my quarterback's only going to give me like potentially 10 points. It's the only way I could do this.
Yeah, I mean, I this really depends on your whole roster. I know you I told us some of it earlier, but can't say I remember it all. I gotta say I prefer the Chase Olave side.
Yeah,
but it really depends. If you really, really, really need a quarterback, I guess you can do this. I think isn't he the one who said he lost Burrow and he has Chase and he has Higgins.
Yeah, so if you really want Stroud, I mean, maybe what about Stroud for Chase?
Yeah, he's saying I can do 1 for 1. I guess so.
Or Stroud for Olave, but I probably prefer Olave to Chase now, sadly.
Yeah. It's a little too much. So maybe you can pare it down to like a 1-for-1, 2-for-2.
Yeah.
All right, we have Kusai Basem. Hope I said that right. Got a tough question here. Kyron or Dell at the flex?
I gotta go Dell. Assuming PPR. If it's non-PPR, sure, I might go Kyron. But in PPR, give me Dell. Should be another big Dell week. I'm going with Tank Dell.
Yeah, I think you got to stick with Dell the way he's been playing. Kyron should be back in full effect and all that, but there is some risk. There doesn't seem to be much risk with Dell these days, so stick with Dell. And then Joe with another one. Joe
Thank
McHenry,
you.
another team. Appreciate you, Joe. CMC, Ramondre, Pacheco, Madison, Singletary, Sun God, Evans, Pickens, Flowers, Noah Brown, Laporta, and Schultz. We need 2, 2, and 1. 10-team PPR.
CMC and Ramondre at running back. Sun God and Evans at wide receiver. I'm going Schultz over Laporta this week. Not feeling Laporta this week. And then, do we need a flex? No flex. Okay, that's it. There's my lineup.
All right, there you go. So not going full legend with Flowers over a Sun God or anything.
That would be full legend. If I said Flowers over Sun God, if I said Flowers over Sun God and he actually outscored the Sun God, that would be like I'd have to just retire at that point.
Yeah, that's like you write your own book and become Nostradamus and
yes.
Yeah, I will say, man, you're really not feeling Laporta at all, huh?
Not really. Green Bay, not a great matchup against tight ends. But like I said, what I really worry about here is that it's just a game where they don't throw a ton. The running backs dominate this game. Like Schultz gets Jacksonville at home. I'll just go Schultz.
Yeah, it's close between those two. Okay, let's see. It's definitely CMC or Ramondre at running back for me. Sun God and Evans, really no question there. Laporta, Schultz, it's a toss-up there. I might lean Laporta, but it's either guy that you're feeling. All right, and then Joe Castles now. AJ Brown injury. He did pop up. I saw his name, but I don't think it's serious.
Yeah, I mean,
let's see. There's something that we find here.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything that makes me think I should be worried. Again, it's only Wednesday. A lot of people, a lot of vets, a lot of guys get put on the injury report and then they're fine. So not worried about it yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't take too much of it. He was limited at the walkthrough. It's a thigh injury.
Yeah.
Don't worry. All right, and don't worry, by the way, guys, if you have dropped a super chat, I guess we're going to have to pick up the pace here. So we're almost an hour behind in super chats. Let's get to it. If you dropped a super chat, we'll get to your question as soon as we can. So stick with us. If you didn't super chat, sorry. We're going to have to get to the others first, and then we'll come back. Actually, sorry, before we get to this, Roberto. What's up, Roberto? He's in the house. Unfollowing because you do not like Thanksgiving.
You know what the most offensive part of this is? That you spell my name with a K. Come on, Roberto. You don't know how to spell my name. You see my name in the Discord like every day. How do you not know how to spell my name?
Let's assume this is an autocorrect, but yeah.
And I didn't say I don't like Thanksgiving. I said I don't like Thanksgiving food. I love Thanksgiving. Come on, there's 3 football games. What's not to like?
You know, because it's a bunch of carbs, turkey, and then a bunch of carbs, and you're a protein guy. That's what it is.
No, I love my car. I love carbs.
Yeah, but there's not enough variety of meats. I think that's what it is.
Yes.
All right. WC Explore Start 2 Charbonnet or wait, what?
I only
guessing
see 2.
You mean Start 1?
I mean, they're both in tough matchups. They're both. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to give that. If you got to pick one, if you're starting 2, obviously the decision is made. But if you're starting 1, if you meant 1, I think I'm going to give the slight edge to Charbonnet for the pass catching for his pass catching. He doesn't have to worry about a Jaleel McLaughlin or Samaje Perine in the 2-minute drill. I'll give Sharps a slight edge here. Both guys in tough matchups this week.
Yeah, assuming you just need one of these guys, it's going to be Charbonnet for me too. He's just not feeling Javante. All right, and actually, let's go back. Joe did need a flex. Joe McHenry. So,
okay.
Who are we flexing here between this group? Are you just going Flowers, I guess?
Yeah, I'm going. If it's me, I'm going Flowers. Pacheco is. I like Pacheco this week. If you want like more of a floor play, although Flowers should probably give you a floor in PPR. I'm just gonna go Flowers.
Yeah, with this group, I'll go Flowers. If I really, really wanted to go for it, I would say Pickens. I'm not there yet, so I'll go Flowers also. And then Doug Fenton, Fields or Stroud?
Fields.
Gotta go Fields. And then Gus or Stevenson?
I'm going Stevenson this week. It's a really good matchup for him. He's pretty much taken over that backfield. He catches passes. I'm going Stevenson.
Yeah, I like Stevenson. In fact, I like him probably more than I should this week. So I'll go Stevenson. And then we're blessed with a visit from the elusive Libertarian Sasquatch.
Nice.
I love that name. Full PPR, Laporta or Njoku? Here's your chance.
I'm going Njoku. He's playing the worst tight end defense. Playing the worst tight end defense on the planet. Got 15 targets last week. One thing about the Browns that's really surprising, they have run the most snaps versus their opponent. I don't know how to word this. So you take the amount of snaps the Browns have run versus the amount of snaps their opponent has run. They have the biggest margin in terms of the amount of snaps they run versus their opponents to any team, and it's by like a huge mark. Because that defense is so good, teams go 3 and out, constantly just go 3 and out, and the Browns get the ball back. And the Browns, they run a lot of plays. So, man, I'm going Njoku over Laporta. I'm doing it.
Yeah, and they'll probably get a lot of 3 and outs this week. We're going to get to Denver, right? I like Njoku too. Remember, I picked him the boom last week. He was good, but not amazing. If he had caught that touchdown, which was like inches away, and I like him a lot this week. Am I going to sit Laporta is really the question. I don't think I can. As much as I like Njoku, I think I'm still going Laporta, but yeah, if you want to shoot for upside, I can see it. I'm okay either way. Sammy, pick 2. Pop, London, Rashid, or Hollywood?
I probably got to go London and Hollywood. I mean, Rashid's a dice roll. Pop is fine. Pop has a floor if it's Mac Jones. If it's Bailey Zappi, I don't even know if he has a floor. So I got to go London and Hollywood here.
Yeah, no need to risk it with Pop this week. With you have decent options. Rashid, Shaheed, maybe, but I'll just go Hollywood and London and see what I can get from those guys. You don't need to get too risky here. And then we got Amy. Welcome back, Amy. 1 last week. Very nice. Let's keep it going. Let's win again. PPR needs 2. Lamb, Dell, Reed, Collins, London, and then 2 running backs between Gibbs, Monty, Kyron, Barkley, and Sharps, and then a flex.
All right, wide receivers. Lamb is about to go ham against. He's not going to go turkey. He's going to go ham because ham is better than turkey. Ham. And Dell is probably going to have a big game too.
Running back.
I'm going Gibbs and Barkley. I'm not opposed to playing both Lions running backs, but I think when you got a guy like Barkley, you don't need to have the full, like go all in on one backfield like that. So I'm going Gibbs and Barkley. It's PPR, right? It's PPR. Yeah, I like Gibbs a little bit more than Monty this week for that pass catching. Like when they get into the 2-minute drill, he's out there catching passes, and he gets run near the goal line, which, like, so I'm going Gibbs and Barkley at running back. Flex, you know what? Maybe I'll flex Monty actually.
Yeah. I think so. Unless you like Kyron better.
Monty. No, I think I gotta go Monty over Kyron. I feel good enough about Monty this week against Packers. Yeah, Yeah, going the Lions running backs and Barkley with Lamb and Dell.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Lamb and Dell for sure at receiver. Yeah, gives Monty Barkley. You don't really need to risk it with Kyron. So there you go. And then defense, Patriots or Ravens? Patriots get the Giants. The Ravens are going to go against the Chargers. I think he's got to go Patriots, even though they're
Patriots. Tommy DeVito Tommy DeVito threw 3 touchdowns last week.
Right.
And the Commanders' defense still got 8 fantasy points because they sacked him 9 times. And the Commanders don't have any pass rushers. They traded them away. They traded away their 2 best pass rushers, and they still sacked them 9 times.
It's pretty amazing.
Give me the Patriots.
Yeah. Real life defense, no question. The Ravens are better. Fantasy this week, go Patriots. Yeah. All right, then we have J Swan v Guitar. Carr or Russ?
I hate to say it, but I got to go Carr this week. It's a better matchup for him against the Falcons. Russ not in a good spot against the Browns this week. That is not a good matchup, so I'm going Carr.
Yeah, I'm going to go Carr. Can't go Russ against that defense. Browns defense is way too good. And also, would you Will Lutz kicker? Sure, go Will Lutz. Max Leitner. Max just dropped in to tell us he went against our advice. Traded Warren for McBride and Moss to handcuff JT. Okay. So wants to know what else he cannot do. After we tell him, I think I can package for a better receiver, Garrett Wilson, Deontay, or Hollywood.
I mean, it's going to be hard to trade one of these, like a receiver for a better receiver. It's always hard to do, unless somebody in your league thinks like, Garrett Wilson is better than Chris Olave or something like that, right? Like it's always hard to trade. Like, hey, here's my worst receiver. Give me your better receiver. Like that's always a hard trade to make, unless you package 2 of these guys. Say, here's my 2 worst receivers. Give me your 1 better receiver. Maybe that could work, but you'd be better off. That's why if you watch the trade videos, I usually either say like if I do a 2-for-1, I'll do a running back and a wide receiver. But if I do a 1-for-1, I'll do the other position. So if I'm talking about a buy low running back, I'll say here's some, like I'll suggest wide receivers you can trade because that actually works. It's hard to say like, hey, I'll give you Garrett Wilson, give me, Devontae Adams. It's like, well, who's doing that? Like who's doing that, right? So yeah, I don't know how you're going to trade one of these guys for a better wide receiver.
Yeah, anything stacked at running back. I mean, I guess you could trade another running back with one of those, but you don't want to thin out your depth. You're stacked until you're not, so.
Right.
Yeah. All right. We got to move on because we're way behind. Arvin Angeles, Connor or Sharps at RB2 this week?
I'm going Sharp. I like the pass catching. I'm pretty nervous about Connor right now with Kyler Murray. Yeah, he's getting the carries, but he's not getting the receptions like he was earlier in the year. So I think Charbonnet again. I think he catches 3 to 5 passes this week, maybe even more if they're playing from way behind. So I'm going Charbonnet.
Well, I'm a little more nervous about Charbonnet. It's close here, but I might lean Connor. So I don't know if that helps Arvin, but it's a close call either way. And then Lex Dad, Kyron, Mixon, Pacheco, Ford, or Javonte needs 1.
Ooh. Am I going Kyron over Mixon this week?
I think so. I was thinking Kyron with this group. He's 10-1 PPR. If Kyron's getting his full workload, he's got to be the strongest play.
Yeah.
And then probably would you flex any of those guys over Chase?
I don't think so. Not in PPR. I'll still roll a Chase.
Yeah. All right. Vinny. Gino or Stafford or no?
I'm going Stafford. Going against the Cardinals. Geno against the 49ers with that tricep injury. No thanks. I'll go Stafford.
Yeah, Geno's starting, but he's banged up against the Niners. Look, I don't love Stafford, but obviously these are your choices. I think it's got to be Stafford. All right, and then Jay Swan, another one. Nope, it's the same one. We said Carr over Russ, and then in Joker McBride. You would say McBride. It's all right.
This one is McBride. This one's McBride because McBride has a great matchup against the Rams. He's got Kyler Murray. This one's McBride. Yes.
All right, Alex Mailer, 12 team, pick 2, Barkley, White, Monty.
Oof.
3 good choices.
Yeah. I think Barkley's still got to be one for me. He's pretty much that entire offense, like literally. Like Tommy DeVito had 3 touchdowns last week, but that's because 2 of them were to Saquon Barkley.
Right. It was Washington.
Like he's literally that entire offense. Like sometimes we joke, like he's going to be the whole offense. Like Saquon Barkley is legitimately the entire offense. So I think I still got to go Barkley. White and Monty is where it gets close, especially in PPR. Oh, man.
These are all really good starts. You're feeling a big White game. They're okay going White for ceiling.
Yeah.
I mean, you said you like Gibbs over Monty.
Yeah, I like Gibbs because of the pass catching, but I still really like Monty. Like Monty could have 100 yards and a touchdown this week for sure. But so could White, but he could also catch not 100 rushing. Like Rashad White's not gonna have 100 rushing yards. He could have like 100 total yards between rushing and receiving, but he could also catch 5 passes and score a touchdown. So yeah, I'll probably go Barkley and White.
It's tough to sit any of these guys, but
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna go Barkley and White. Baldur Ragnarsson, thank you. Half PPR, 10 team, 2 flex. Allen, Mostert, Bijan, DK, CD, McBride, Hollywood, Waddle, Purdy, London, Rice, Keaton, and Aaron Jones. All right, obviously not starting Aaron Jones. Should not be starting Keaton Mitchell. Probably not Rice. 2 flex. So we got Allen at quarterback, Mostert, Bijan. It looks like the 2 flex are Hollywood and Waddle. Are you going to put London, Rice, or any of those guys in over him?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Like London risky. Rice, I mean, okay, sure, Rice he'll give you some points, but I mean, what are you really getting from Rashee Rice if he doesn't score? Nah, I'm keeping it the way you have it.
Yeah, the only thing I might even think about is London or Hollywood. I keep Hollywood in there. Can't trust London too well. So, yeah, I think you're good, Baldur. And then Joel D167, Kate Otten or Isaiah Likely? That's a better. Well, I say that, but maybe it's not.
I mean, Likely has the better matchup against the Chargers.
Right. But target share. Yeah. I'm not good on Likely.
Otten's one of those guys, like you said, like he'll go out there one game, have like 6 targets, 4 catches, a touchdown, and then he gets this great matchup the next week, and you're like, okay, Kate Otten, it's a smash spot this week, and then he goes out there and gets like no catches or 1 catch, and you're like, what?
It is a better matchup for Likely.
Yeah, I think I'm going Likely. I'll gamble on the matchup and no Mark Andrews. I just don't feel like the thing is, I don't feel like this is a big Kate Otten week. I mean, when is it ever really a big Kate Otten week unless he scores, right?
So when you feel like it's a big Kate Otten week, it won't be. And when you forget Kate Otten exists, that's when he shows up with a random like touchdown or 50-yard games. Nah, just go Likely in this case. See if they really do target him. Road King 1981, Jaden Reed or Hollywood Brown?
I think I still got to go Hollywood. I mean, I hesitate to say Reed is safer because he's certainly not safer. On the road against Detroit, I'm not expecting a big Jordan Love game. I'm not really expecting a big Packer game offensively regardless. So, yeah, I just gamble on Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, that's like I want to say, well, Jaden Reed might be safer, but how safe is a Packers receiver, really. So,
Right.
yeah, just take the matchup and the upside of Hollywood. Just, man, he's got to be better. Happy. Start 2, Ford, Connor, Cook, and Achane.
I'm going Ford. I guess I still slightly lean James Cook. He's got the worst matchup, but he's been better. Can't do it with Achane. I mean, my worry with Achane isn't that he re-injures himself; it's that they baby him. Because they're like, okay,
Right.
last week, like he goes out there and only plays like 10% of the snaps. Like maybe on like situational plays, and you're hoping one of those few touches is a home run, even if he plays. So I think I'm going Ford and James Cook, but I'm okay with Connor too. Connor and Cook are very close for me.
Yeah, very close. I'll go Ford and Connor, but either of those guys are fine. Exactly. Don't risk with Achane. There's no need. Zach Bonick needs to win out. Full PPR. All right, let's see who can help. 2 running backs in a flex. Sharp, Singletary, Mostert, Barkley, Madison, Chandler, Downs, Rice, and Deontay.
I'm going Mostert and Barkley at running back. And then flex. OPPR. I might go Downs. I like Downs this week. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how he practices or whatever. But he played last game, and then they had the bye, so I feel like he should be good. A good matchup against this Bucs secondary. I'm not ready to put Deontay back in my lineup just because Canada got fired. Not feeling Singletary this week. PPR, I might go Downs in the flex.
There we go. Go Downs. Yeah, Barkley for sure. Mostert is your number 2. You know, Singletary is still tempting because he's going to be the lead guy there, but the matchup isn't nearly as good. So I'll go Downs. Go Downs. Flex. Good luck, Zach. All right. The J. Decimon. JD Simon. The JD Simon. I don't know. Full PPR. Big play league. All right. Trade Etienne, Kincaid, and the Lions defense for Gibbs, Sutton, and the 49ers defense.
A defense. I love these defense trades.
Got Bijan and Connor. Wide receivers are bad, he says. Cooper, Noah Brown, and Reed. Ouch. Okay. So trading Etienne and Kincaid to get Gibbs and Sutton.
I mean, I still prefer Etienne to Gibbs. Yeah. But I mean, if you need wide receiver help, I think Kincaid and Sutton is fair. I assume you have a decent other tight end where it's like you don't need Kincaid.
Right.
And look, you're getting the 49ers D. I guess that's good.
Yeah,
sure.
That is good.
I don't think you're going to hate this trade. Like, I think Gibbs should be good rest of the season. You need the wide receiver help with Sutton. Yeah, I think it's fine.
I mean, I don't feel like. Well, look, I don't feel like Sutton's a guy who's going to make big plays very frequently. But Gibbs could, so good at the end. I think it's fine if you're good at tight end still. Sure, it's fine. And then Cali Kid, happy PR, Ayuko Olave, Puka, bench one.
Gotta play Ayuk. Can't bench Ayuk.
Yeah. Half PPR.
I probably got to bench Puka, but I'll be honest, I could see Puka outscoring Olave.
Yeah.
It's not a great spot for Olave this week. Going to see a lot of AJ Terrell. And he's going to have his not so good buddy Derek Carr back probably.
It's really close between Olave and Puka, I know. I'll probably bench Puka too. Eric Fortis, 12-team PPR. Aaron Jones and Williams both are KW, sorry, and Walker both out. Snagged Sharps, good. Zeke, Spears, or Sanders are what's left on waivers. I can see why.
Don't grab.
You have to?
Well, I'm guessing since Aaron Jones and Walker out, I'm assuming he has 2 bench spots now. He probably moved him to IR. Don't pick up Zeke. If it's me, I'm picking up Spears. Look, Sanders, with Frank Reich back calling the plays last week, it was more of a 50-50 again. But, I mean, are you really ever going to want to start Sanders? At least Spears. Look, maybe. I don't think this is going to happen. But maybe when the Titans are completely out of it, they just say, you know what? Let's just shut it down. Let's see what Tyjae Spears can do. Because look, Derrick Henry's not going to be a Titan next year. There's no chance. There's no chance he's going to be a Titan next year. This is the last year of his deal, right? I'm pretty sure this is the last year of his deal.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. You need somebody for this week. I don't know, but Spears, they get the Panthers. This is a good time to roll them out, possibly, if you need somebody to start. But even if you're just looking for a stash, it's got to be Spears. Because even if Sanders gets 100% of the touches in that Panthers backfield, well, that's what he was doing in the beginning of this season. He was the only guy getting touches, and he was terrible. So, yeah, go Spears. Go Spears. And then Benny Black, what's up? Pick 2 and a flex. Cook, Sharps, Mitchell, Chandler, Beckham, Rondale, and Cooper. 2 running backs.
Well, here you got to go James Cook. And I'm going Charbonnet. He's going to get all the touches. He'll catch passes. So I'm going James Cook and Charbonnet.
Yeah, me too. And then the flex, I'm throwing down. It's Odell Beckham. There it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is in this league. In this choice, I think it might be Odell Beckham. Yep.
All right. And a different league, flex Downs or Brandon Cooks.
Ooh.
Both are very tempting this week. I'll tell you that.
I'm probably going Downs. Cooks could certainly have the bigger game, but he could also, like 3 weeks ago when they played the Eagles at home, was it 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, or when they played the Rams at home, was it the Rams, whatever a game was coming out of the bye, where I was like, you have to start Dak Prescott. They're at home against the Rams or whoever it was. I forget who it was. Or was it the Giants? No, that was a game where he went off. Whatever. There was one game where they obliterated, I think it was the Rams at home, and they won like 36-10 or something like that. And Brandon Cooks only had like a couple catches in that game. So I know he went off the last time when they played the Giants at home. But my point is, like, it's not a sure thing, right? It's not like guaranteed he's going to go off. I think he certainly could. But Downs more involved in this offense if he's healthy. He's the clear, like, they get him involved. It's a good spot. I'm probably going Downs.
Yeah, his target share is better because there's really nobody else after him, and Dallas has a lot more options. You see Jake Ferguson in the end zone. You see Tony Pollard actually carrying the ball. Yeah, I just go Downs. Jedi Koth, Kincaid or Laporta?
I'm going Kincaid. No reason to worry about Kincaid. He's getting tons of targets. Don't have to worry about them going super run heavy. You don't have to worry about them dumping off to Jahmyr Gibbs, constantly. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm going Kincaid.
Going Kincaid too. Been involved. Steady target share. Go Kincaid. Bill D. It's not dollar bill here.
Okay.
All right. It's just Bill. Bill D. Thanks for this week's affirmation. Starting Purdy. Well, wait, what? Last week or this week?
What? Yeah. No, this week I'm going Fields.
Yeah. Last week Purdy smashed, but this week you got to go Fields. Have Mostert and Hill both limited question? No, I don't think there's anybody to worry about those guys, right?
No.
Yeah, but this week you want to start Fields.
Yeah, this week I want Fields. Last week I wanted Purdy.
Right.
This week I want Fields.
Yeah. All right. Taylor Bryson needs 2.5 PPR. Ford, Ridley, Singletary, Downs.
It's got to be Ford and Ridley. Half PPR. Ridley's got the upside. Ford against the Broncos in half PPR. I'm going Ford and Ridley.
Yeah, I think I'm down enough on Singletary in terms of the matchup to put him last of this group. I like Downs, but I don't know if I'm going to put him over Ridley. So Ford and Ridley it is. Keith Tapp, who to flex? Deontay, Khalil Herbert, Amari, or Shaheed?
Okay. In this case, I'll gamble on the no Matt Canada offense and hope it's better and go Deontay. Because Amari, I'm not playing Amari. Look, again, like I said, unless next week or some point they go to Joe Flacco, then sure, maybe I'll trust Amari again. But right now, I'm not doing Shaheed. Like maybe Shaheed hits a long touchdown or something, and it's like, oh, I should have played Shaheed. But or maybe he doesn't do nothing. And Khalil Herbert doesn't really do it for me. So I'll go Deontay out of these guys.
Yeah, can't play Amari. I mean, look, you want to just go full lotto ticket and go Shaheed and see what happens, but I think Deontay should be fine, right? He's got to do something, doesn't he?
Yes.
Andrew Gill, Superflex. All right, here we go. I think this will be an easy one. Pick two of these guys: Bryce, Stroud, Minshew.
Stroud and Minshew. I know Bryce Young has a nice matchup this week against the Titans, but it's still Bryce Young. And these are two of the slowest paced teams. Like the Titans ran 38 snaps last week. Most teams are in the 60s. so you know what I mean? They ran 38. And the Panthers are just as slow. Like this might be a game where this game might take 2 hours. Because each team is just running down to there's 1 second on the clock, snapping it, running the ball, right? There's no stoppages. 2 hours later, the game's already over. And you're like, how did that game already end? And nothing happened. Except maybe Derrick Henry rips off one long run.
Yeah, it does not matter who the Panthers play. Bryce Young is just not good, and they just don't score. It's a kid. Yeah. Minshew actually has a good matchup. It's Stroud and Minshew for sure.
Yep.
Gus, what is up, Gus? Dynasty, 1 QB, lost AR, current quarterback, our love Stafford Carr, trade 2 second-round picks and AR for Herbert. Whoa, okay. Would you trade 2 second-rounders and AR for Herbert in a Dynasty league?
No, because you have Gus. What's up, Gus? I think Gus has asked me this question every week this year. I'm still not doing it, Gus.
He's a Chargers fan, so he wants Herbert on his squad.
Yeah, because how much higher do we even have Herbert than Anthony Richardson in Dynasty right now?
Yeah, look, I get doing this because you're if you're in to win now, this is my window. I want to win this year. AR is not helping you. Herbert is, but I still feel like that's a little bit too much.
Right.
How much would you give up? Are you basically saying you wouldn't give AR for Herbert straight up?
I would give AR straight up for Herbert, yes. I would still prefer Herbert. One
second round pick and AR?
If it was a late second, yes.
I think that's doable if you're in win now.
Yeah.
If you're 6-5, what's the point,
Right. You gotta have a team you feel really good about winning the championship this year.
Right. All right, JPC 123 $. Pick 3: Olave, Evans, Hollywood, and Cooks.
First two, definitely the first two, Olave and Evans. Do I actually? Is there a difference between Brandon Cooks and Hollywood Brown right now?
Hollywood is the number 1 receiver in his team, and Cooks isn't. But
if it's my team, I probably still have to go Hollywood. But man, this is it. Hollywood doesn't come through this week.
Hollywood has been bad the last couple of weeks. He's got to be better, but chase the upside with Cooks, maybe. Olave and Evans are for sure. Probably just go Hollywood. Yeah, I hate it though. All right, Jim K. Kyron has a good matchup. Bijan, on the other hand, has Arthur Smith. Are you still going Bijan?
Still going Bijan, yes. still going Bijan.
Yeah, I think you got to go Bijan. He might do well in spite of his coach this week. And then Raman Singh. Choose one to flex. Lockett, Addison, Downs, Jaden Reed.
I think between these guys, it's got to be Lockett. He's got the big play potential. 49ers do give up big plays to wide receivers. I feel like Lockett's a tier above these guys. I'm going Lockett.
Yeah, Downs is tempting, but I'm not going to get too cute. I'll go Lockett here. Choose two, a running back. Gibbs, Monte, Ramondre. We're going to go both Lions?
I think so. The only like scary thing about going both Lions this week, it's like the first game of the week, Thursday morning. You're just getting into Thanksgiving. If they don't come through, it's like your whole, not only is your Thanksgiving's ruined, your week is like it's just ruined. It's just done, right? Like already, like we just barely got started. But they're in such good spots this week against the Packers. At least one of them should have a huge game, and both should at least have good games.
Yeah, if they both do like last week, then you're good all weekend. You're happy because you got both Lions in there and they put up points. Yeah, I'll just go both Lions here. I like Ramondre, but I don't want to have to pick between the Lions running backs. They're both in a good spot.
Yep.
And TY, Devontae or Thielen? Assuming Devontae Smith.
I got to go Devonta Smith over Thielen. It is a good spot for Thielen this week, but what is the ceiling for Thielen really? Like, what's his ceiling like?
Right. Thielen definitely feels safer, but safer doesn't win. Devontae Smith. The Bills have actually given up a lot of points to receivers, especially lately. So,
and look, we saw it on Monday night. Devonta Smith, when Dallas Goedert is out, is a different guy.
That too. Yeah, I'm gonna go Devontae Smith too. I think he's gonna be your higher ceiling play. Joker. DK Ridley Sharps needs two.
I think it's got to be the first two. Not a tough spot for DK this week. Not a great spot, not a smash spot, but he should be okay. And it's actually a pretty good spot for Ridley again. Not as good as last week. I don't like it as much as last week, but it should be good enough. So I'm going to go DK and Ridley.
DK and Ridley for sure here. Sharps is fine, but go with the receivers and PPR. Brian, what is up? Brian Fourth. Got a few. All right, Gino or Howell?
Oh, man. Oh, boy.
I mean, I'm worried about Howell this week, but I'm definitely going Howell over Gino.
Yeah, I think you have to. Gino against the 49ers with a bad arm. I'll just gamble on Howell.
And then he wants us to rank, because he's got those three quarterbacks in that league, Dak, Kyler, or Fields.
Dak, Fields, Kyler is my rank.
All right. Yeah, I mean, Fields is so tempting, but against Washington, I think you got to roll with Dak.
I'm just going to say again, how many touchdowns did Tommy DeVito have against them last week?
Yeah, 3.
That was in Washington. This is in Dallas. Oh, jeez. Dak not.
And then,
legit, Dak, I think, would be the number one scoring QB this week. Like, Dak not putting up, like, a top 5 QB week this week would be a disappointment, to be honest.
And I'd have to go back and look, but I think on Thanksgiving he usually does pretty well. Then pick 2 of Terry, Pacheco, and DK.
Am I going DK and Pacheco? This is how low I am on Terry now. I mean, against the Cowboys, like the only thing you're hoping for Terry is like garbage time, just right. That Sam Howell throws it 50 times, but we've even seen in games where he throws it 50 times. It's not like Terry goes out there and has a monster game, so I think I'm going Pacheco and DK.
I am too. Like I said, I'm worried a little bit about Howell. I'm more worried about Terry. He hasn't really had a big game this year. I mean, big for him is like 60 yards and a touchdown, but
I know.
I'm not going to risk it. I'll just go DK and Pacheco too. And then happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully we'll hear from you on Discord. Jim, like them, Kincaid or Njoku?
I'm going Kincaid over Njoku. I like Njoku, but I got to like Kincaid more.
think I got to stick with Kincaid based on the way he's being targeted. And then Olave or Debo, this one's tough also.
Yeah, both feel a little risky. But Olave doesn't have Brandon Ayuk on the other side of him. So I'm going to give the edge to Olave.
Yeah, I think Debo has the higher ceiling this week. But Olave is more of a sure thing. And Olave always does have a ceiling. I still got to keep Olave ahead of him. Even though I like Debo this week, I got to like Olave better. All right, the Dark Knight. Got offered Diggs and Jones for Kamara and Chase.
Nah, I want Diggs and Jones. I mean, look, I know Aaron Jones. Like, I don't even want Aaron Jones. I just don't. Like, even if they're like, he's going to play next week, I'm like, I do not care. I do not care. Like, I've seen enough of Aaron Jones this year that I don't even want Aaron Jones. But I want Diggs. I want Stephon Diggs.
And you can give up Chase at this point.
Yeah. So
if he's offered the Diggs side, you take the Diggs side.
Yeah, but now I'm wondering if it's too much. Kamara's the wild. I mean, they're both. The thing with Kamara and Chase is they're both wild cards here. We don't know. Like, we have seen Kamara's usage fall off recently. I know he had a good game before the bye, but that's because he had two 2-point conversions. Like, how many teams even score a 2-point conversion ever, let alone twice in the same game, let alone twice to the same guy? Like, you take those out. He's had a couple down games in a row, and I've definitely got to be worried about Chase without Burrow. Man, can you get somebody else instead of Aaron Jones? Like, I just don't want Aaron Jones. Like, why do you want Aaron Jones? Like, what happens if Aaron Jones goes on IR and then it's like, okay, now you like, what do you like? I don't think you will, but I mean, even if he comes back in a couple weeks, like, you don't feel good putting Aaron Jones in your lineup? No. Can you get somebody else besides Aaron Jones?
Yeah, and I think it matters too. What if you have Kamara? What is he to you? Is he your starting every week RB2, or is he like your third running back? Because if you're replacing him with Jones and he's your starting RB2, that's not good. So let's do that. See if you can get something besides Aaron Jones, and then maybe it's a yes. Yeah. Arvin again, just saying thanks. Kevin, competitive regardless of injuries. Start 0-4 now in third place. Nice.
Right. Yes, that is the best. That's the best right there. That's the best. Happy Thanksgiving. Keep it going this week.
All right. And yeah, thank you guys. So we're catching up still, by the way. Just a quick reminder, a couple of things. First of all, we've not skipped any super chats yet that I'm aware of. It's possible. If we did, then let me know. But we're just running way behind. We have a lot to get to still, which is both good and bad. So if you did super chat anytime in the last 40 minutes, we just haven't gotten to you yet. This is also a good time to remind anybody who wasn't with us at the very, very beginning of the show, and anyone who for some reason hasn't seen us before, we're partnered with Underdog. This week, new customer special, Christian McCaffrey. Just go higher than 0.5 total yards. If you sign up for the very first time for Underdog, make sure you use promo code NGAME, because that gets you that free pick'em right there, CMC. Getting a yard, and you get the 100% deposit match up to $100. That means every dollar you put in when you first sign up for your account, they're going to match it up to $100. But this right now, right here, the next 24 hours, this is the best time to do that and sign up if you haven't already, because they're doing a 300K airdrop on Turkey Day. What does that mean? It means what it sounds like. They're giving away 300K. 3 very lucky users are going to win 100K each. And all you have to do is just make any entry. Like it says right there, any entry from now till 5:30 tomorrow. So it got actually a little bit less than 24 hours. Just any pick, just do it. And if you're new and you just signed up, then you get that free pick with CMC. You pair it with anything else, you get a chance to win. So just make a pick. And if you're already on Underdog, guys, make sure you make some picks. Do something here, because there you get a chance to win. And I think it'll be worth it. So again, if you haven't tried Underdog, check it out now. Just make sure you use promo code NGAME so you get that deposit match. Download the app or just click the link that's in the description below. All right, let's keep rolling and catch up here. Matthew Miller, Dobbs, or Herbert?
I'm still going Herbert. I know it's not a great spot against Baltimore, but
Yeah.
still going Herbert.
Some quarterbacks you don't worry too much about with the matchup. Baltimore defense is good, but it's not going to scare me away from Justin Herbert. Antonio Garcia doesn't like spam. All right. 6 and 5, full PPR. Stroud, Murray, Bijan, Achane, Chandler, Lamb, Chase, Nico, Deontay, Godwin, Dotson, Douglas, Hawkinson. Was offered Singletary for Godwin or Nico, and Dotson for Rashad and Wandale.
Well, I definitely give up Dotson to get Rashad and Wandale. And then you just drop Wandale Robinson. I can't believe somebody even has Wandale Robinson, let alone offering Wandale Robinson in a trade. That's pretty funny, actually. But if I can get Rashad White for Jahan Dotson all day long, I'm take that and run. That is money in the bank right there.
Yeah, that's more lopsided than it looks. Yeah, if you can get Rashad White for Dotson, do it right now, and then Singletary for Godwin
or Nico. Probably not, especially if you're about to get Rashad White. You don't need Singletary now. So yeah, take the Dotson for Rashad White and Wandale trade. Drop Wandale.
Yes.
You don't need Wandale.
I love, again, I don't just trying to the logic. I'm trying to figure it out. Someone's like, hey, I really need Jahan Dotson. Like, I want him. Take Rashad White.
But if Rashad White isn't enough, I'll also throw in Wandale Robinson to sweeten the deal a little bit.
Here's the cherry on top. Wandale Robinson. Oh, yes. Okay, so do that second trade. All right, yes. Zach Mudd, 10-team, half PPR. I need 3 running backs this week. Which 3? Brian Robinson, Joe Mixon, Gus Edwards, James Conner, Jerome Ford. All right.
I think I got to keep rolling with Brian Robinson out of this group. I think I got to roll with Gus Edwards this week against the Chargers. Feels like a game he could keep scoring for sure. Ford or Mixon or Ford.
It's half PPR. I like Ford. I can go Ford.
Yeah, it's a good matchup for both of them, honestly. Go Ford. Go Ford against the Broncos.
Yeah, Robinson, Edwards, Ford. All right. Now, I don't know about this with Ford. Alex Poole, Jerome Ford, or Calvin Ridley?
I'm only going to go Jerome Ford if it's non-PPR. If it's any half or full, I'm going Ridley.
Yeah, standard, you go Ford. Otherwise, go Ridley. All right. Sorry, guys. I know we haven't gotten to a lot of non-super chats, but we're just still behind, so we're going to catch up first. Associate Pilot 5, welcome. 10-team PPR, 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a flex, 7 and 4. Hurts or Dak?
Still going Hurts. As much as I like Dak, I think you still got to go Hurts. We saw last week. I mean, he gets those sneaks or whatever, 2 pushes, brotherly shoves. I mean, he just gets so many of them, and plus what he does through the air. So I'm going Hurts still over Dak.
Yeah, you can't. Even in this spot for Dak against Washington, you just can't sit Hurts. Like I said, 2 rushing touchdowns it's like a normal week for Jalen Hurts. Dak would have to throw 4 touchdowns just to match him there. Javonte, Breece, Ramondre, Sharps, Warren, pick 2 running backs. Or the first 2, maybe? Or would you like Warren over Ramondre?
No.
Not the first 2. I'm sorry. I was thinking Breece and Ramondre.
Yeah, I'm probably going Breece and Ramondre over Warren.
And then obviously, you're going Tyreek and CeeDee. Well, yeah. Okay. So who do you flex here, Evans or Ayuk?
Ayuk. I still got to flex Ayuk. It's still a good matchup for him.
I might go Evans. He's going against the Colts. I like Evans a little bit better. It's tough to bench either guy. Man, I picked Evans to boom, so that's why I'm picking it. But either way, you're good. All right, Juice just wants to pour one out for MT on IR.
Hey, he made it 9 games, 8 games, 9 games, because they had to buy 9 games, 10 games, whatever. That's pretty good for MT. Pretty good.
I mean, it was a lot longer than we expected, wasn't it?
I mean, I will say, even though we should be, we shouldn't be bringing negativity to the sad day that Michael Thomas was put on IR. But I really hope this is the last year we ever draft Michael Thomas. Like, there can't be Michael Thomas hype next year, right? There can't be like, he looks so good. He looks like, oh my gosh, he looks like he's all the way back. Like, no, please, no.
Really? How many years straight were people drafting Josh Gordon when he was suspended? Like, he wasn't even eligible to play, and people were still drafting Josh Gordon for like years.
Yeah, hope, like, hey, if they reinstate him, he's got like, yeah, exactly.
All right, but he's got a question. Juice wants to know Kincaid or McBride?
Oh, this is really close. Really close. Man. I can see this is geez. I'm struggling when I can't even say a word. I can't even speak English. I'm struggling. They're both in, like, McBride in such a good spot this week. They both get targets. I'm going to give McBride the slight edge, but I might be wrong on that, to be honest. I think they're both going to be good, so it might not matter.
Statistically, I think the matchup kind of favors, well, it's kind of the same. Basically the same. It slightly favors Kincaid, but it's kind of the same. Oh, man. This really is a toss-up. You said McBride, I'll go McBride.
Yeah, it's really a toss. It really is a toss-up. It really is.
Yeah. Anthony Romesburg. Our full PPR needs 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a flex, and a tight end. Mahomes or Stroud?
Still going Mahomes. I'm still going Mahomes. Although I'd like it better if Taylor Swift would get to the games. Not for Mahomes' sake, but for Kelsey's.
Yeah, it's Vegas. You'd think she'd be around, but she's busy, I guess. It's the Raiders. Go Mahomes. They'll bounce back. Pacheco, Pollard, Connor. We need 2.
Pollard and Pacheco.
Pollard and Pacheco. 2 receivers, DK Puka, Evans, Smith.
I'm going Evans and Smith.
Yes. And then, tight end, Hawk or Kincaid.
Going Hawk over Kincaid.
And then flex.
Puka. Going Puka in the flex.
Yep. Go Puka in the flex. There you go, Anthony. So we got Mahomes, Pacheco, Pollard, Evan Smith, Puka, Hawk. You got a pretty good team, though. All right, Anthony Parker. Different Anthony. PPR flex, Jalen Warren, Olave, Ramondre, Lockett, or Nico. Who you flexing?
I think at PPR you got to go Olave.
I think Nico's got a high ceiling as always, but Tank has just been coming on so much.
Yeah.
I go Olave here too. Go Olave. Spearsy, what is up? 76. Needs wide receiver 2, Nico Flowers. Wait, and then who to flex? So I guess
going legendary Flowers. I do have a league where I have Nico, Christian Kirk, and Zay Flowers, and I am debating starting Zay Flowers over one of Nico or Christian Kirk this week, but I haven't done it yet, and I may not. I think right now I still got to go Nico. It's a good matchup. They're at home.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Nico. But then do you flex Flowers or go Ramondre?
Flowers. Stevenson's in a good spot. He gets it's hard not to chase the volume of Stevenson in a good matchup. I'm going Stevenson right now. Maybe join us on Saturday, Spearsy, and maybe I'll have a different take. But right now I'm going Nico and Stevenson.
Yeah, I'll go Nico. I can't remember because it's been 2 days. Did I pick Ramondre as a boom? I think I picked him as a boom.
You did. You did pick Ramondre as a boom, yes.
All right, then I'm contractually obligated to say Ramondre. No, I'll go Ramondre anyways. And Luis Ortiz, Warren or Sharps in
No,
standard.
yeah, either way, I'm going Warren. He's got a way better matchup. Going Warren, either way. And thoughts on Charbonnet this week? He's going to get the volume. He'll catch some passes, but it's a bad matchup. I don't expect a big game from Charbonnet, so going Warren.
Well, I say in non-PPR, it makes it even easier, not Sharps, because his main appeal is as a receiver, his pass-catching running back, and got to be worried about his touchdown upside this week against the Niners. Warren has been really good, not just as a receiver, but on the ground. So, yeah, definitely going to go Warren here. And then the Kraken is back in Waddle or DK.
I'm going Waddle. I don't care. Going Waddle. I don't feel like a big DK game this week. I'm feeling Waddle. Give me Waddle.
Yeah. In this case, look, it's fair to ask. DK has been better the last couple of weeks. It's definitely a tough question, but this week I'll go Waddle. And then Max Leitner. Who would you take a chance on? Looking for upside? No floor. Forget the floor. Garrett Wilson, Deontay Hollywood, or Watson?
Well, if we're just looking for upside, I think it's Hollywood. It's Hollywood. Like, yeah, I think Watson upside, but what? Where's the upside with Watson? I haven't seen it yet.
There's no floor or ceiling. He's just like in space. He's in a vacuum. There's nothing around him.
Yeah, I think if you don't care about floor, you're just looking for upside. It's Hollywood. Go for Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't think we can say there's a great ceiling for Deontay Johnson right now. It's not a great matchup for him. Garrett Wilson, I think, is a little bit handicapped by his situation. So it's Hollywood for sure. And then the Rico guy asking for a friend whose name is not Phil. Gus or Ford in the RB slot?
Oh, that's really tough. Really tough, actually.
And was he asking also about Downs at the flex, or would you go both running backs and just forget Downs?
I think if it's PPR, I want to flex Downs. If it's non-PPR, sure, I'll go both running backs. If it's non-PPR, maybe even in half PPR, I'll go both running backs. Yeah. But if it's full PPR, I want Downs in the flex. Probably. Assuming he's good to go.
Gus or Ford? Gus. I mean, you got to think Ford has touchdown upside too.
Yeah, no, I like the only reason why I'm even hesitant a little bit about Ford is because all of a sudden last week, remember the week before he had 20 carries, 5 targets, or 2 weeks ago, then last week he had 17 carries and like 2 catches, and then last week he had 8 carries like in the first quarter, and then like barely only got like 4 carries the rest of the game, and it's like, what? Like, I was trying to look, I'm like, did he get hurt? Like, what? Why do you give the guy the ball 8 times in the first quarter? He leads you on a touchdown drive. It's not like you give him the ball 8 times. Like, he leads you on a touchdown drive, and then you're like, nah, we don't need you out here anymore. Maybe they're saving him for this week. Maybe they're like, look, we're going to give you 25 carries this week because it's Denver. I don't know. I'm clutching the straws here. That's the only reason. If he had gotten like 15 plus carries again, I'd be like Ford. I'd be saying Ford over and over because it's Denver. So probably still have to go for it. I mean, look at what Ty Chandler and Alexander Madison did against the Broncos. Right. It's still a fantastic matchup. So maybe just go the 2 running backs.
Yeah, well, I like Ford a little bit over Gus anyways. Less of a chance that the Ravens are running ahead because they're playing the Chargers, on the road. So I feel better about Ford. I think if it's PPR, I'll flex Downs. If it's half or standard, just go both running backs. All right, then we got super chat from Alan Severo Wendling. Welcome, Alan. Thoughts on my team in half PPR? I got T-Law, Jacobs, Etienne, DJ, Nico, Ford, and Jake Ferguson, I guess, at tight end. Bench has JJT, Singletary, no Brown, Deontay Muth.
Running backs are pretty good. When you get JJ back, wide receivers will be very good. You got Jake Ferguson. I'd like a better QB than T-Law. What are you going to do? So I still think this is mostly a good team. I mean, the real spot I really don't like is just Trevor Lawrence. You got, I'd like a little more running back depth, but you got Ford, you got Singletary. I'm gonna give this an 8.
Yeah, really, if JJ and DJ Moore are both top 10 receivers the rest of the season, as they very well could and maybe should be, you got a shot here. You definitely have a shot. Nico's gonna be a little volatile, and this is how he is, but it's a solid team. I think 8 is fair. Changes this week? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. Looks good.
No, you're pretty good. Alex B wants to know Stroud or Purdy.
Got to go Stroud this week. I think last week I said Purdy, but this week I'm saying Stroud at home against Jacksonville. I like Purdy this week, but not as good of a matchup. Not at home against the Bucs like last week. So Stroud.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Stroud here. Who's your Devo? Full PPR needs a flex. D-Hop, Connor, Singletary, DeMario, Jason, Chandler, or Jeff Wilson Jr.
Wow. All these guys are a flex possibility. Interesting. Here I might just go Connor. None of these guys jump out to me. Yeah, probably Connor. If Singletary had a better matchup this week, I might say him, but it's not a good matchup. Pierce will probably be back, so I'm going to go Connor.
Yeah, I don't mind Connor this week. I think he's fine. D-Hop, I will say he's not the worst pick. I know, but it's the Panthers. You never know. But
it's the Panthers.
I'll just go Connor here. I just said he's not the worst pick. J1, would you trade Warren for Pittman if you already have JT, Monty, Swift, and Sharps?
Yeah, give me Pittman. Pittman's been really good I feel like Pittman is the most, I might have said this on the wide receiver video actually, but I feel like Pittman is the most underrated wide receiver in real life and fantasy. He might be the most underrated player in fantasy. Like he's been mostly great this year, and it's like no one even cares. Like no one even realizes it. So yeah, give me Pittman.
Yeah, I would take Pittman anyways, and given the fact you have really good running backs, yeah, take it. And then John Myers wants to know, would you trade Jacobs and Terry for Kamara and Kyle Pitts because he wants a tight end? I don't mind trading away Terry, but I don't think Kyle Pitts. Are we trading for Kyle Pitts?
No, is Pitts even better than Logan Thomas? Like, serious, is he even better? And like, is Kamara even that much better than Jacobs? Yeah. No, I'm keeping Jacobs and Terry here.
Yeah. If you're going to upgrade a tight end, actually upgrade. Right. Yeah. No, you need a better tight end if you're going to do something like this. So, yeah. No, don't do this. Sir Boomer just wants to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, but especially Dameon Pierce. He's definitely gonna die on that hill no matter what. It's Dameon Pierce for life.
I think die is the right word. He may die on it.
Let's see. We can prove us all wrong. He won the Underdog League last week. Let's see if he does it again. Look, if we do another draft, I'm not sure if we'll pull one off on Friday. If we do, you have to. You have no choice. Yes. You have to draft Dameon Pierce. You realize that?
Yes.
Joe Castles, would you bench Waddle for Gabe? Absolutely not.
No way. Gabe, no. Yes, Joe, that sounds crazy.
Doug Fenton, would you... I feel like Joe really wants Gabe Davis to be a thing this week, but I don't think it's going to be a thing. Doug Fenton, Devontae Smith, Kirk, or Puka, and Hill or Evans?
If that's Tyreek Hill, Tyreek Hill's a must every single week. I don't care who he's playing. I don't care if it's Sauce Gardner. Still playing Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. Smith, Kirk, or Puka, though?
I got to go Smith. I feel like Smith is the guy I pretty much just have locked into my lineup most weeks, so I'm going Smith.
Yeah. If it's between those three, Smith is the choice. If you're asking Tyreek Hill or Mike Evans, look, I like Mike Evans this week, but it's definitely Tyreek Hill. Benny Black is back. Full PPR. Hurts, JT, Ramondre, Olave, Flowers, Ayuk, and Njoku Downs. Have Sharps, Jason, and Noah Brown on the bench. No, I'm not starting. Do we know about Noah Brown this week yet? I mean, it was early, but
still early. Yeah, still early.
But I don't think I'm putting him over those guys anyways. Would you put Sharps over those guys? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I think you're good. And then differently, Chandler, Chuba, Jason, or Amari. Is this one of those times where you actually say Amari?
No. I'm still maybe Chandler. It's at least he's getting involved. It's not like it's he's getting involved. He's catching passes. It's not as good of a spot as last week, of course, but I'm going Chandler. I'm not playing Amari. Can't do it.
Yeah, it can't be Chuba. I put Chuba last here. Yeah, you know what? Jason seems like a safer pick than Amari at this point. So Chandler, I guess. It's not exciting, but he'll get you something. And then he also has another question. Hollywood or Deontay?
I'm probably just risking it with Hollywood. The Rams give up a lot of big plays to wide receivers. You got to think that connection has to happen at some point, right? It has to. I'm going Hollywood. I just don't like Deontay. Maybe he'll be fine this week, but whatever. I'm going Hollywood.
Yeah, I think you guys still go with Hollywood here. Just go for the upside. Another league, pick 2 receivers in a flex. Devontae, Olave, Waddle, Ridley, Singletary, or Taysom. Okay, 2 receivers, and the flex is it the first 3? Devontae, Olave, Waddle?
Yes, those are the 3 I'm going
Ridley?
with. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to go Waddle over Ridley.
Yeah, I'm going those first 3. All right. Good luck, Benny. Julian, full PPR, needs 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, and a flex. Kyler or Tua?
I'm going Tua. Don't care. Going Tua.
This week, I'll go Tua. I thought Kyler would bust out last week, and he was okay. He'll be fine. I think it might be close between these 2 guys, but I'll go Tua. And then Gibbs, Kyron, Stevenson, 2 of those guys.
I'm going Gibbs and Stevenson.
There you go. Kid, me too. And then 2 receivers. You got Adams, Pittman, Brown, Reed, Downs.
Going Adams and Pittman. Like them this week.
Yep, Adams and Pittman it is. Kincaid or McBride.
Flip a coin. I'll give McBride the slight edge because he has the better matchup against Rams. Been really bad against tight ends this year.
Yeah, and then who to flex?
I'm gonna flex Kyron. Sounds like he's playing great matchup against the Cardinals. Sounds like he's full go. McVay saying like he's gonna get his normal workload. I'm gonna go Kyron.
Yep, I think that sounds about right. And then Downs and Reed for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, give me Jefferson. I mean, unless you have to win, like the next 2 weeks, it's like, hey, I have to win or I'm out of it. Then okay, fine, take Downs and Reed because Jefferson's not going to help you win. But are you even going to play Downs and Reed? They might not help you win either. They might not help
starting those guys anyways.
Yeah, take Jefferson.
Who's doing this? Yes, take Justin Jefferson. All right, Skyward 4, 8-3, half PPR, 1 flex. Hurts, JT, Bijan, AJB, Puka, Hawk, Kyron, Swift on the bench. All right, that's a nice team. Start 3.
I'm playing Swift over Kyron.
Yeah,
if it's me.
JT, Bijan, and Swift. Okay, do I sell JT and Puka for CD? Is that too much?
Oh, yeah. I don't feel like you should have to give up JT and Puka.
Maybe like Swift and Puka.
Even then, I feel like JT, like, yeah, maybe Swift and Puka, but I feel like JT like isn't that big of a like shouldn't like JT and maybe a bench wide receiver should be enough for CD. Like JT, maybe even straight up for CD if the guy needs wide receiver, needs a running back. I don't even think is that bad. I mean, yes, I prefer CD to JT in PPR, but you're talking about Jonathan Taylor is like a top 5 running back rest of the season. I mean, get every touch, getting 100% of the touches basically. So, yeah, I think JT and Puka is too much for CD. I maybe like, I don't know who your other wide receivers are because you didn't list them all, but maybe JT and like a wide receiver on your bench.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like you should have to give up that much. I mean, I know CD has been destroying, but still, an RB1 is harder to get. So I know that it would help your team in general, your starting lineup, but no, try to give up something less. All right, Joker has a depth dilemma. We need to pick 4 of these guys: Sun God, Tank, Hollywood, DK, Ridley, Downs.
Well, you got to play Sun God. I think you got to do Tank this week. And then I'm going Ridley and DK as my other 2. You know, I do like Downs, but he still feels like a tier below these guys. And when you have Ridley, like I know Ridley is risky. I'm not just because Ridley had a good game last week. It's not like he's not risky. He's still risky. But I actually like his matchup this week. I think he can come through again. I think DK's in a pretty good spot. So I don't need to risk it with Hollywood. So I'm going to go Sun God, Tank, DK, and Ridley.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like we should be able to say Hollywood, but obviously it's not happening for him yet. Let's see what happens this week if he turns it around. So I think you got to put DK over Hollywood right now. Yeah, and I'm not going to put Downs over those guys. So I'm going to agree. Obviously, Sun God and Tank, DK and Ridley. It's a good dilemma, at least. Mello got Kyler, Swift, Bijan, Tyreek, Dell, Ford, Hawk on the bench. Purdy, Chase, Ridley, Chandler, Cooks, and Njoku. Would you change anything?
So you're flexing Ford over Chase? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah. I wonder, is this standard or PPR? What is it? Ford
is... If it's standard or half, sure, I can get behind Ford over Chase. If it's full
PPR, you know what? I'm sorry. It does say here. It is a standard league.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then I can get behind that. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Looks good. I'm going Kyler over Purdy this week. Yeah. Looks good. Who's your tight end? Hawk? Yeah. Looks good.
Yeah. Since it's a standard league.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. All right. Good luck, Mello. And then we have Zach Dabney. In a 2 QB league, we need to start 2. Fields, Dobbs, Goff.
Fields and Goff. Zach, didn't you ask this yesterday? I feel like somebody had this exact. I'm still going Fields and Goff. Goff at home against the Packers should be fine. Fields in a great spot. I'm going Fields and Goff.
Yeah,
wasn't he one who, like, next week he was worried because like Fields and Dobbs are on bye?
Yeah, it was a trade question. He was saying like, it's both of them are on bye next week. Do I trade Fields for something? Yeah. Okay, so you just want to know who started. It's definitely Fields and Goff this week. Let us know what happens to that trade resolution. Also need a flex: Addison, McBride, or Ford.
I'm going Ford against the Broncos. This can't do it with a tight end. Maybe McBride scores and then he's okay, but Ford can score too. It's the Broncos. I'm going Ford.
Yeah, not feeling great about Addison this week. McBride for a tight end? Sure. But feeling like it's a bigger Ford week, so I think you're okay flexing Ford. And then Doug Fenton dropped another super chat, but I'm not seeing a question right here. So Doug, assuming that you're typing it, as soon as you do put your question, we'll put it up. And believe it or not, just like that, we finally caught up on the super chats. So we'll get to some other questions now. Of course, we'll hang on for a little longer. If you do have any questions, you want to make sure you get answered before the week starts, which is pretty soon because tomorrow morning we're going to see games. You got to start sit whatever kind of questions before Thanksgiving gets underway. Let us know right now before we sign off. Super chat guarantees. We'll put it up here. Otherwise, we'll just pick a few that we haven't answered yet. Let's see about those. Waiting for Doug's super chat. Let's do 314. Skip to my Lou. What is up? Pick 3 in full PPR. The King, Monty, Pollard. Must start Mostert. Got to sit one of those guys.
Man, I think I'm sitting Mostert out of this group. Henry against the Panthers, too good of a matchup. Monty against Packers, too good of a matchup. Pollard against the Commanders, too good of a matchup.
Yeah.
Look, I know the Jets aren't like a shutdown run defense, but they're better defenses than the Commanders, the Packers, and the Panthers. So, and look, Mostert last week, like he's shown like, because somebody commented on our video, like, oh, you know, because we said something, I think on the running back start sit, something to the effect of like, you know, Mostert's kind of just slotted into that like RB2 territory. And he said something like, oh, you guys, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, how can you say the RB2 on the season or whatever he is like an RB2? And I looked, he hasn't had an RB1 game over the last 4. And in fact, he hasn't even had he's only had one RB2 game over the last 4. Even last week, getting all the touches. So I think Mostert's the one I can pretty easily bench here.
Yeah, I don't think we can say he's must start anymore. And that doesn't have anything to do with Achane playing or not. It's just how it's been, like you said. Yeah, I got to start Henry this week. You got to start Pollard, Monty. So there you go. And then
it kind of shows how bad running back has been this year that Raheem Mostert is somehow still the RB2.
Still, I mean, that one week definitely.
He's been bad for like 4 weeks.
Yep.
And he's still the RB2, like because the running back is just so bad this year. But anyways, let's keep going.
And then needs 2 between DJ Moore, Kirk, Ridley, Downs, or Cook. Cooks?
Okay, I'm going DJ Moore and I mean DJ Moore for sure. I guess I could see this being a better Ridley game than Kirk. Let me see. Let me check something here. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad matchup for Kirk either. It's good for both. Man, Ridley, Kirk Ridley.
Yeah, DJ Moore has to be one.
Yeah. I'll let you break the tie. Kirk or Ridley?
I'll go Kirk.
Okay.
I feel like he'll get right this week. There you go. All right, here's Doug's question, and it's a good one because it has Taysom Hill in it. Sorry, Ingram or Taysom?
I'm going Ingram. He's been mostly fine to good. He should be fine to good this week. We don't know what we're getting with Taysom. We just don't know. So I'll go Evan Ingram.
Yeah, I'm okay not starting Taysom Hill this week. Quinn, or what is up, Quinn? Still has some life. It's half PPR because he won last week. Yeah, you definitely need to win. All right, Dotson, OBJ, or Christian Watson?
Go with Odell. Why not?
I'm feeling Odell. I actually mentioned him on the waiver wire video, and you know what? For the first time in probably 3 calendar years, I'm actually feeling good about Odell in fantasy this week. I'm going to actually recommend starting him, so I'm going Odell. Good luck, Quinn. We're definitely pulling for you like always. All right, let's do a couple more here before we sign off. Let's do Mario because he's always with us. Mario Gallegos, Flex 1, Najee, Singletary, or Godwin?
I mean, I feel like the answer should be Godwin, but man, it's been so underwhelming.
And it is a good matchup. It's full PPR,
too, but he's got Jalen Warren there. Let's see.
Right. Yeah, I think I would still have to go Godwin. I know he hasn't been great the last 2 weeks, but he should be in a good spot. And it's full PPR.
Yeah, probably should be Godwin.
All right, 314 has a follow-up. Okay, I forgot Olave.
Olave.
Well,
I'll go Olave over those guys.
yeah, I'll go Olave too then. I got one from Yitzi Bucksbaum in full PPR. Bench one. Oh, okay. We're going to bench one of these guys. Etienne, Barkley, Swift, St. Brown, Tanker, Pittman.
I mean, you can't bench St. Brown. You can't really bench Barkley. You can't bench Etienne. I don't really want to bench Swift. I don't really want to bench Tank or Pittman. Let me see.
Full PPR. Oh, man. I think it...
Is it Tank?
I think it might have to be Pittman.
I think it's one of those two. I think it's either Tank or Pittman. Tank's been so good. Maybe just bench Pittman. Sadly, you have to bench one of these guys, but yeah.
I mean, either way, you're benching a stud player.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I would say Pittman too. All right, and then let's see. What this? Sam Piper. Should start Javonte, Gary Wilson, or Madison?
Well, here I'll probably go Garrett Wilson here. I mean, Javonte, tough matchup. Madison splitting. Not a great spot. Not a terrible spot, but not a great one. Hopefully, Tim Boyle at least just throws the ball to Garrett Wilson a lot. I'll go with Garrett Wilson here.
Yeah, I don't feel great about Javonte this week, and Madison splitting touches, like you said. Just see if Wilson does something. Look, if he can get by doing what he's done with Zach Wilson, why can't he do it with Tim Boyle?
Right.
Why not? Do something. Well, Wiggly Tuna. Would you flex Debo, Tanker, or DJ Moore in his standard league?
DJ Moore. Even his standard. I mean, he's got touchdown upside. He's got big play upside. DJ Moore.
I mean, you got 3 good options there, but yeah, I'll put Debo last here in standard. Tank's been scoring and making big plays, but I don't think you can say DJ Moore. I think he's kind of borderline must start these days. All right, and let's do one more. Let's pick one. See if there's somebody we haven't talked about. Maybe a kicker question, something fun. Unless anybody got anything last second that's spicy. Oh, that's a good name. Checkmate. Check and mate. I don't know if that's intentional. Fields or Tua?
Fields. I like Tua still, but man, Fields is in a great spot.
Yeah, I think you got to go Fields for the upside. And then what about Michael Kanadi? Would you trade Bijan for Devontae Adams?
Nope, I want Bijan. I don't feel great about Devontae Adams. I want Bijan.
And then let's give the last word to Joe Castles. Start Tua or Murray?
I'm still going Tua.
Yeah, I'll go Tua here. Don't feel as big a game for Murray. And I know you just want to throw out there. Good game for you because you won. I don't know why I was thinking I made some mistakes. That's okay. I'm used to I lose to Chris all the time. So
actually, I like this one from Spearsy. Because Spearsy, I also very much enjoyed watching Barry Sanders on Thanksgiving. It was the best. I was actually on YouTube today watching some old Barry Sanders on Thanksgiving clips, actually. So, yeah, that was the best.
He was the best. You still have your Barry thing back there somewhere? I thought you had your.
Right. You can't see it because we're in split screen, but it's right there. Yep, for sure. I gotta watch the documentary. I heard it's really good. His documentary on Prime about, I guess it talks about why he actually retired or whatever, but I heard it's really good, so I definitely have to watch that.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out too. All right, guys. Well, definitely watch some football tomorrow because got a day full of it. So Good luck, everybody. We'll be back. Don't worry. Tomorrow is clearly a day off, but on Friday, we'll be back live to help you. We'll react to some of the Thursday and Friday action. Don't forget there's a game on Friday afternoon, too. Set your lineups. Make those moves right now because before you know it, football's going to be underway. And then we'll see you again, hopefully, on Friday. Let's just say happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.